Hello! Welcome to the thing. What a great introduction. More importantly, this. I still dude, I was built for it. I was not. No, I'm gonna be honest. I've been like waiting all day for this because I'm just so like I cannot wait to find out what the fuck is going on with Amadeus. Like, I'm still blown away by that. Like, that's still blowing my mind. Like half a week later. Also, I have a surprise. You may notice that once again, the date and time of my last save does not line up with where I ended the last stream. Let's take a look at our beautiful game of life. Yeah! I love this mode so much. They're just like, here, in addition to this incredible, like, visual novel, yeah, also have just this nice little pixel art palette to go nuts on, and boy howdy did I go nuts. This I love it so much. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm out of room, but it doesn't matter. This is all you need. I wasn't expecting to do anything else, so I kind of made this one a little too big, but there's luckily just enough room for you are definitely the reason I did it. And I am more than pleased. Luckily there was just enough room for me to squeeze one Hoin Kyoma in here. Incredible. Alright, let's find out what the fuck's going on with Amadeus. Alright. A short while later, Miss Lid sent an update about the Amadeus. Tell me all about it.
Remembered Kent Korihisa the moment I showed her the video you received. She said she'd met a guy with the same face.
Interesting, so he knew Kurisu.
Back in 2012, he showed up at the Brain Science Institute where she worked. He pretended to be a researcher from some lab.
2012 was about when Kent Korihisa vanished from the Vatican.
Apparently, he told them he heard about Amadeus and asked to be a part of the project.
What's up? Pop open the soda pop. What are you checking? Don't leave me in the dark. I think Steins Gate was 2011, right? It was like the end of 2011. I think it was, if I remember correctly. 2010. Gotcha. We're both not quite close.
Kurisu could tell Kent was talented, so she considered him a promising candidate. But
it didn't work out?
Yeah. Yeah, 2012 definitely does, like, I think in my brain when I hear 2012, I think there's a game, it's not even science adventure related, but there's a game that takes place in 2012 and it's gonna drive me nuts if I can't remember it, but it's not important. That's what I think of when I think 2012.
right. About a month after that, there was an incident after which he simply stopped coming to the lab.
An incident?
The Amadeus server was hacked into by an unidentified party. Even now, after more than 20 years, nobody knows who the hacker was.
Hacker, huh? All signs point to Kent, if you ask me.
There's a non-zero chance that the hacker stole data regarding the Amadeus system.
Interesting. He did say it was like a standalone version based on Amadeus framework. Like, he didn't say he was on the Amadeus system. He said it was like a version of, like, based on the Amadeus system. It's a good question. Yeah. I mean, he clearly exists here, because she mentioned when she was talking about world lines that Kurisu told her that, you know, you need a special power, and so far there's only one person. They never named him, but so he's clearly in this world. Whatever this world line is.
A man like Kent could probably have used the data to build an Amadeus system of his own.
Guess he turned himself into an AI with Amadeus so he could get away from the Holy Office 513. And after that, he put himself into cold sleep. With all that in mind, the one behind the quests had to be the Amadeus version of Kent Korihisa from the get-go. Yeah. Almost certainly. I cannot think of... Well, that's the thing about Okabe specifically. He's like the one guy who will be the same guy no matter what the world line, because he's got his reading Steiner, so it might be the same. Like, who knows? He might be trying to figure out he might be in exactly the same position we are, where it's like, what the hell is going on? Why is it just 4chan?
Did Kurisu say anything else about him?
Well, she said Kent looked like he was in constant fear. He was so conscious of people's gazes that it seemed pathological. When she first met him, she thought he was plenty suspicious. Oh, she was really mad about the Amadeus system's security breach too.
I would imagine so, yeah.
From what I understand, the Amadeus system's been copied, stolen, and abused by various parties over the years. I understand how she feels, but I don't get why she had to vent so hard at me. I've never messed with her system.
Wow.
If she met
Poor Liddy.
Kent Korihisa now, she'd probably tear him a new one. She's got 25
That's
years
also
of
true.
pent-up anger to unload on the guy. Kurisu's one scary lady when she gets like that.
I'm gonna be honest.
She's absolutely relentless.
You need to put me in contact with her right now, because I have to see what would this. Okay, hold on. I'm doing math. She'd be like 44 now. I have to meet middle-aged Kurisu. Like, show me. I have to. I had no idea Kurisu Makise had that side to her. What do I think about that? I better keep my distance. I don't know if Steins Gate Zero is anything to go by. Like, middle-aged Okabe looked almost exactly like young Okabe, so like he had a couple wrinkles. That's literally it.
Both Ronin and Davide have fallen.
After hearing about what happened to the two deliberators, Felino Arcana fell to her knees where she stood. She moved as if overcome with grief.
Lord, I pray you forgive my transgressions. The error in judgment is mine alone.
She held her hands in prayer as if to repent, and whispered as she gazed through the emptiness.
Kent and Lucia, they were once our Lord's servants. They were ones we believed to be of his blessing. In spite of that, the two now plot to rebel against fate. I believed that to protect the Fate Line, we were to judge the two of them in the name of our Lord. But I see now that they were mere distractions and never the true deceivers.
This chick, is she, I'm curious if she's the one bringing people back to life. Like, does she, someone clearly has like one of their, what do they call them, sacraments, is to literally resurrect people. Yeah, I'm still, yeah, I definitely think that there's something to that, for sure. Because they've set it up too much, right? Because they mentioned Amadeus really early, and then I thought it was just like a throwaway reference, but it turns out very relevant. And so the whole thing with World Lines is clearly also going to be very relevant eventually. And no one has more to do with World Lines than that guy. Yeah. Yeah, still waiting for them to talk about World Tiers. I'm still very curious what that's about.
Was Polon Takaoka, that loathsome snake that has thwarted our mission at every turn.
I believe you.
If he is among the contactees, then he will no doubt constitute the greatest threat to the proponents of the end. Thus, there is but one thing to be done.
Belino reached it to her side, taking in hand some paper documents, a rarity in this day and age. So, you're fine. And on the first page was a photo of a certain person.
To reel in the ordained fate.
This kid, like... This fucking kid.
We will make certain the Lord's wrath be poured from his vial onto this land.
Who is this child and why is he the catalyst of the end?
News. In 2029, an international agreement banned the development of quantum computer-based Earth simulator systems. But today, Yomikai Online News has revealed that the government and the Ministry of Defense have been developing such a simulator in secret.
Speaking of Kurisu.
They also added that the key member of its development is a boy only 14 years of age.
We also know that this boy is the one who hacked the Earth simulator last year while it was still deactivated. Multiple politicians have since questioned the ethics of the simulator, and even voiced concerns for the security of state secrets.
We are currently investigating the situation to confirm the veracity of the claims, so I would prefer not to comment on it. They may answer to me, but the Ministry of Defense employs 300 people, and it is impossible for me to know what each of them is doing.
So everybody's learning a bunch of stuff that we already know.
Again, we are trying to confirm this.
A crowd has gathered in front of the Prime Minister's residence to protest the top-secret development of the Earth simulator.
Yo, that chick's scared. Like, she's angry. She's scaring me, though. The one in, like, the suit in front? She's frightening. What the fuck?
Earth simulators are more terrifying than nuclear weapons.
The fuck happened to it right? Like, she's angry.
If the government's making one in secret, I can't help thinking they want to wage war on the entire world.
She's like, it's like she's so mad her eyes boiled out.
The government broke the international agreement and developed a simulator behind closed doors. That's not right.
Wake up and smell the coffee. Every major country's doing the same thing. It wouldn't be virtuous of Japan to play along with the agreement. It'd be foolish.
This is as thrilling as actual, like, political news on TV.
Those are some serious
That is to say, not at all.
Do you have any proof that the other countries are making simulators too?
This is what politics looks like to me, is just people yelling at each other.
Neither the US nor China is commenting on any of this. Their silence is proof enough.
You're forgetting the main problem. They were having a 14-year-old boy develop an Earth simulator capable of invading the privacy of everyone on the planet. And on top of that, he was virtually incarcerated at the facility where...
Oh, cool. Back to characters I like. Yay. Oz was in his office, watching the news projected onto the wall. Okay, we're back in neutral. So I theorize that I don't know who it is yet. We don't know who it is. Kent mentioned the Observer. He called God the Observer. And that phrasing is very interesting to me, because to me, I think that's who this is. When it goes into like neutral like this, and we're just watching from no one's perspective, I think we're the observer. I find that phrasing very, very suspect. It's very interesting. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Fucking politics. Yeah, I'm just so antsy. Tonight, every news program and social media site was filled with talk of the Gaia Institution. The Earth Simulator, Gaia, and Asuma Soga himself. A certain news organization had blown the lid off of all of them. They had refrained from revealing Asuma's name, but he was quickly doxxed, and his full name spread all over the internet. Oz was irritated, but not because he was worried about the government or the Gaia Institution. His concern was a far more pressing one.
Oz, Kaoru's here. Wow, you're actually watching news on the screen again. Just use BMI.
Right.
Shut up.
Kaoru entered the office. There was obvious fatigue on his face.
I must apologize. I'm late. Go to bed, Nonno.
Oh.
Huh? But I don't wanna... No.
No, San Marino. I'm so sad whenever I fat finger the dialogue. No, San Marino.
Then just go to your room.
You meanie.
Oz watched Nono leave, then walked over to Kaoru.
You seen the news? Don't answer that, I can tell by looking at you.
Yes, I'm aware of what's happening.
Then tell me, what the hell's happening? All this mania has come from info that we gathered. It's not just a big deal on social media sites. Mainstream media is using the scoop as a way to bash the government. Was Kaburagi the one who leaked it all? This ain't the right way to go about.
Kaburagi was murdered.
What?
He was missing for a few days, but I just received a report that his body was found at the Yokohama dock early this morning.
Well, shit.
What?
It'll probably be reported tomorrow morning.
Kaburagi was a passionate and just man. Oz had met him through Kaoru, and they'd spoken enough for Oz to know what Kaburagi was like. It was hard to believe that was how he'd met his end. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's Kaoru's boss, like the higher up in the police.
The murderer hasn't been caught yet, but it's safe to assume that they were behind the leak.
I could be wrong though.
What do you think they're planning here?
I don't know, but...
Yeah, it was... I can't remember where they were, but yeah, he was the one. We didn't see him, but we heard him.
But...
The public hasn't been reacting well to the news. At all. Honestly, I'm surprised the reaction's been so intense. At any rate, the government's desperately trying to de-escalate the situation. The SFG is currently guarding the Gaia Institution, but it's likely that they will receive new orders soon.
Wait. You're gonna cut off the brat?
Kaoru nodded.
I can't believe the information we found is being used like this. And with Kaburagi gone, there's nobody who can stop this now.
The two fell silent. Images of the news continued playing across the wall. They showed the mass media and the public attacking the government hysterically. This is definitely not good. Although we are like a week away from the end of the world, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that things are ramping up. In the end, we barely made it in time. A week had passed since Cicada, Kent Korihisa, sent me his request. We hadn't been able to do anything because we didn't know where Asuma Soga's mom was. Asuma had hidden every single trace of information on Miori Soga. Nakano Symphonies worked on it every day, but even with Wind, Oz, and the CCO helping, it took a whole week of sleuthing to get anywhere. The answer was right under our noses. We'd confirmed that she was being held somewhere inside the Guy Institution. And that was only an hour ago. It was late, but I jumped on my graper and came all the way. From here I could see Umino Mori, home of the Guy Institution. We had to get inside and make sure that Asuma's mom was still alive. Our best bet was to find Asuma and ask him to help us find his mom, but we couldn't be sure he'd actually cooperate. This mission might turn out tougher than any quest.
Rosario, did you find anything about the Holy Office's next move?
I'm glad Rosario's alive. I was really worried when she died that first time that she would stay dead. But nah, she good. Rosario had mentioned that they were probably involved. I had a feeling they'd get in our way too. Those guys never knew when to quit. Yeah, I don't expect them to cooperate at all.
I was able to confirm that they were controlling the media. It's common for them to use news outlets to further their agendas.
People were talking about Guy and Gaia all over the mainstream and social media. So this was all the Holy Office is doing?
I guess we gotta hurry.
I'll let you know as soon as I learn more.
Be safe, Rosario.
I will. You take care of yourselves too.
Momo and I were going to be infiltrating Guy. Rosario was handling something else alone.
Polon, are you seriously planning to just waltz in there? You've barely prepped.
That's Polon though.
We don't have much time. We're gonna have to take a risk.
I did have a plan though. I'd already called in the backup we needed.
We have no other options.
It's Wind.
But
this won't be our first
He's
stop
already
on a
helping
tight
out.
schedule. I can make it work.
this isn't like those other times. You should avoid taking on both the army and the Holy Office at the same time. Don't be rash.
You didn't have to tell me that. I knew this was insanely risky.
Bro, it's not like we can get
Also,
an appointment at this time, right?
Momo is always there. Guy's official number wasn't even connected this late. When I called, an AI had politely told me to try again later.
And going through the front door would be too much of a grand entrance. The area in front's full of reporters and protesters.
Even the army was stationed here, but if I tried to explain things, they'd never buy the story. Hell, they'd just end up more suspicious of us. January 8th was a little over 2 hours away. We didn't know the exact time Miori Soga would die, so for all I knew, it was the exact moment the date changed.
But that doesn't mean we can wuss out. We may be up against the army, but now we can even the playing field. We might even have the upper hand.
And that's why you called me, I assume.
Ah, that makes sense. She's the backup. Oh no. Without so much as a sound, Juno appeared in front of me.
You're here. I've been waiting.
I said I'd be involved, but I don't recall agreeing to be your maid.
Juno closed her umbrella and glared at me.
Who do you think you are? Do you want to die with me?
No, for the last time, no.
Hey,
can you not?
Showed up right when I asked, so...
I would have come whether you called or not. I've been riding that Ferris wheel since you contacted me. It was about to finish its 4th revolution.
That's surprisingly wholesome. She's just sitting in a Ferris wheel. She'd been waiting around? I messaged her a whole hour ago. Suddenly, she grabbed me and Momo by the hand.
Huh?
Let's begin.
Are we we're just going? Alright.
Cadenza. Improvised.
Yeah!
Right. Who's green? I don't remember a green. Who's green? Since yesterday, I've been quite the hot topic on news shows and social media. Oh, is it Asuma? I think this is Asuma. Hey, Asuma Soga, you seeing this? How does it feel to deceive the government and the public and leech off our tax money? Make Asuma Soga get on his knees and beg for forgiveness in front of camera. Still won't forgive though, man. The internet fucking sucks. What's up? Okay, all right. I'm down. Yo, defect. Oh my god. Torture that punk ass Soga till he dies. That's healthy. I'm gonna record him, cry and beg for mercy, then spread the vid all over the world. Let's go kidnap him. Meet in front of Guy Institution in 1 hour. Man, the internet's such a nice and kind place, isn't it? Don't we love the internet?
A witch hunt in 2038.
I was impressed that they managed to kick up such a fuss over such vague information. Or perhaps it's the vagueness of the information that led to it blowing up the way it has.
You're still working?
This man was my assistant, one of the few I allowed to enter Gaia's control room.
You should get some rest.
Don't tell me what to do. Get out.
You should avoid the internet for the time being.
Should avoid the internet forever.
You're the one who told me to familiarize myself with the nature of this scandal.
In hindsight, that was a mistake.
I don't care about any of it. It doesn't affect me. Just get out.
Ewan left in silence. He really liked getting in the way of my work. Even this late in the day, he persisted. Who did he think he was? My handler? The media and the public alike were simply saying whatever made them sound righteous. It was all virtue signaling. Drama for the sake of drama. None of it meant anything to me.
I read online that the boy lost his father to suicide. No doubt he has issues as a result. If you ask me, he should be taken to the experts and provided with the appropriate mental health care.
Okay.
Hear what they're saying? Asuma Soga's old man offed himself, 'cause they found out he embezzled company funds and fired him.
Wow, this is like this is like a freaking I think this is like a combination of multiple things I can't stand on the internet. I say can't stand. It's like like simple icons with the moving mouths, the AI voices, AI web personality. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Oh my god, it's too real. Stop it.
LMAO, that's so lame. Ha 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 ha.
Cease this. Yeah, full stop. Now! Internet, why?
What's the kid's mom up to anyway? Pretty weird there's no info about her, am I right?
To be fair, I've gotten more used to the whole VTuber thing. That was weird at first for me. It took me a while to get used to that as a concept, but I've sort of I've accepted that aspect. The thing with AI voices, like the only time I like AI voices is when they're being used as a joke and it's funny. Yeah, if it's for a joke and it's really clear it's AI and the joke is that it's, but like most of the time I'd rather you just not. It's creepy and make it go away. Also, dude, the internet is fucked. Asuma Soga public execution when? Asuma Soga suicide stream, that'd be wild. I want to see it. Okay, so once again, I'm seeing a parallel with the Chaos Child, with the whole like everybody calling for this dude's public suicide. What is it with like? Yeah, let's get everybody to let's get this guy to kill himself in public and like, what the fuck? Stop. And again, I don't know if that's an intentional reference or just complete coincidence, but it's fucked up regardless.
Want to hear my guess? I think I'm on the right track. She's out having a good time with other guys. I mean, her 14-year-old son's locked up and being forced to work for a government agency. But does she give a shit? No way.
Yeah, I mean, that is the most depressing part, is that it's not even that, like, much of a caricature of the internet. Like, it's kind of pretty accurate.
She could be some government worker's side hoe. Bet she's riding some dude right now while her kid's getting canceled.
Sir,
Oh, man.
Can you not?
Everyone in this story is a piece of shit. The entire Soga family is garbage. Especially the mom. That bitch is going straight to hell.
Before I could stop myself, I'd thrown my mug at the floor. The warm milk inside had spilled out.
You're the piece of shit!
All these people were online. I couldn't find out where they lived in minutes. How would they like it if I clapped... I could find out where they lived in minutes. How would they like it if I clapped back and doxed them? Clapped back is not... was not expecting him to say clapped back.
An intruder?
The sound was an alarm that triggered when unauthorized persons that triggered when... I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start that sentence over. The sound was an alarm that triggered when unauthorized persons entered the premises.
What is Graham doing?
That's what that means. I pulled up all the building's security feeds.
Where are they?
Couldn't see them anywhere. I cycled through the cameras, but I couldn't find the intruders anywhere.
In that case...
I isolated the location where the sensors were tripped, then checked the nearest cameras nearby. I rewound the recording. Everything seemed normal for a while. Oh, there they are. A little blip. But there was a split second of people. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they were. Two of the three were people I'd seen several times this past month. Polon Takaoka and Lucia. I watched them for a moment. Rather than walking out of frame, the three just disappeared where they were standing. Had this footage been doctored? No, a forgery would be more convincing. There were no signs someone had tampered with the recording either. I looked for other security feeds that showed them. I do love that they're all just standing like profile, just like looking directly into the camera. I found one right away. The previous camera and this one were nowhere near each other. They were about 200 meters apart. It was a direct path between them, but still. Somehow, they'd moved between these points in under a second. Not just once or twice, either. They were moving like this over and over. It didn't look like they were going to some specific place. It was like their jumping was completely random. I get a crazy damn behind them. It was almost like they were teleporting. What were they after? Gaia? I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised. I can't... Does he not know about Juno? Like, that seems like something that would be on his radar. Whatever it was, I didn't want them wandering around the facility doing as they pleased. They were pissing me off. But I couldn't use Gaia to predict their actions either. For starters, Lucia didn't even exist inside the Earth simulator. And then there was Polon Takaoka. Every now and again, this guy did some weird stuff that messed with my projections. It happened during the hunt for Lucia and Nakano, and whenever he showed up since, Gaia's predictions were thrown into disarray. The two of them were a real pain. But what could I do about them? Following my intuition, I pulled up the details of the places where they'd appeared. Yeah. This facility housed a quantum computer, so it was designed to identify and analyze any quantum fluctuations that might hinder the QCDC. I checked the data and found the numbers way higher than usual.
So that's what it is. That means I can predict where they'll go next.
I had the guy QCDC analyze the data, then left the control room. As I walked, I contacted Graham.
We have some intruders.
I know, but I'm unable to pinpoint the location. We're searching for them now.
What are you people paid for?
I was about to say,
I'll send
you're
you their
useless.
location later, so do your job.
Why do you have this guy? They were so useless. Honestly, agreed. Still, quantum teleportation, then.
That's quite fascinating. What would I do?
The thought piqued my curiosity. Whoa. I opened up Gaia and ran a simple experiment. Not a recreation of reality or anything, but a simulation that showed how things would look with unrealistic parameters. Interesting, so he's literally, like, checking a what-if scenario. I tried creating a means of connecting 2 points in space-time that were unimaginably distant from each other. A wormhole, basically. Then I ran a simulation. This method felt like cheating, given how utterly divorced from reality it was. Following the simulation, the spaces surrounding the wormholes began rapidly collapsing. They were too unstable to maintain the wormhole. It was no wonder, of course. I'd basically warped space-time. But perhaps I could further stabilize the wormhole by adjusting some other parameters. This was a game I played with Gaia from time to time. I fiddled for a little while before the analysis was complete. The Gaia QCDC was as reliable as ever.
Found you.
Interesting. So he just plays little what-if games with his quantum computer or whatever? With his,
We can't find
Earth
it
simulator?
at all. What's going on here?
I never expected them to have so many fake Gaias.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. This was a top-secret facility, but somehow Oz had gotten his hands on a basic map for us. It showed that the facility wasn't just within the Gaia Institution campus, but it stretched beneath Uminomori Park as well. We had an idea where Gaia could be, so we got Juno to take us there. Fuck Gaia's. But Gaia about it. Alright, that was awful, I'm sorry. But it turned out to be a load of places Gaia could be. We'd already jumped 3 times, and each place was a dummy room designed to look like it could house Gaia. They were all full of SFG soldiers, too. If we hadn't called on Juno to get us in, we could have been caught immediately. Thank you. I'm flattered.
They're very wary of intruders here.
I can't imagine why. Gaia could predict the future with insane accuracy, so it was way worse than any weapon known to man. All the security measures were probably to keep it safe in the event of terrorist attacks and stuff. But thanks to those measures, we hadn't come across Gaia yet, and we needed to find Gaia to get to Asuma.
You're useless.
And you should stop taking a break after every jump. The longer we hang around, the more I feel like the army's suddenly gonna catch us.
You thought I could jump around an infinite number of times?
Of course I can't. If I could do that, there'd be no risk of you taking Kent away from me.
I wasn't even trying to steal Kent, damn it. Seriously, what is... You're fucking crazy, lady.
Do you need to rest?
Yeah, that doesn't... I mean, I guess from his perspective, he had, like... His Earth simulator is, like, its own world, and I guess he probably sees himself as the god of that world, or something like that. He seems like that type of guy.
Just who do you think you are? Do you have a few screws loose or something?
Opposition?
I'm not answering to a dumb little girl like you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Alright, I'm waiting for the news to wrap back around. Opposition parties demand response from Minister of Defense Sunahara regarding top secret Earth simulator development. Cool. Alright, calm down. It's alright. It's alright.
I'm sorry.
She didn't mean it, I swear. Don't apologize, Momo.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
Stop acting like we're friends. You should be thankful that I'm helping you at all.
No one's acting like we're friends. We hate you. Well, she didn't deny that she needed a break. Was it something to do with the satellite system she used?
We're going. Give me the coordinates.
Cross. Send them over.
Sharing now.
Right now, we had no choice but to check every possible place.
Let's go.
In just a moment, in total silence, the surroundings changed. It made me feel a nausea like VR sickness. My brain couldn't keep up. Alright, let's talk about VR sickness. Headaches, dizziness, nausea, fatigue, and other negative effects of VR. There are multiple causes, but one of them is thought to be the discrepancy between what the body sees and what it feels, making it akin to the motion sickness some feel in moving vehicles. Interesting. Momo put her hand on her head. She didn't look too good.
Just as I predicted.
Well, shit. I spun around to where the voice was coming from, and I saw Asuma. He was waiting for us?
Look at that. He came to you instead.
I mean, this is kind of
you some time.
best case. Yeah, I was about to say this is best case scenario, right? Like he's the reason we're looking for her in the first place. He really does.
Anyway,
he's just scary.
Good luck.
He's just a scary child. Juno began walking away, clearly ready to leave.
You're running away?
I believe I mentioned that I'm no mate of yours, did I not? I will be killing you sometime down the line.
Yeah, that's great.
And if you fail to meet Kent's expectations, I'll kill you even sooner.
Fucking off to who knows where. We'll be dead either way? Does this psycho think of anyone but herself? No, she's literally just insane. I didn't even feel like going after her anymore. Even if I did, she'd just escape on her own. Asuma didn't spare her a second glance either. He was glaring at us. We had nowhere to run. At least we managed to meet him, though. That was a plus. It meant we cleared the first stage. Oh. Every time he makes a save, I'm like, all right, I'm on the right track. I didn't fuck anything up yet.
Tell me what you want, intruders.
We want your mom not to die.
We're not your enemy.
Odd to hear that from someone who just broke into this facility.
Let us explain. Asuma Soga, your mother's life is in danger.
What?
We didn't know if it was going to be an accident or if someone was coming to kill her. But if his mom died, Asuma himself would somehow become the church's calamity. And this calamity would bring ruin to the world as it hurtled toward its end. We explained that to him as briefly as possible.
Well, that's worrying. Is that what you thought I'd say? I'm surprised you believe all that occult nonsense. Ever heard of facts? Logic? Speaking such nonsense is tantamount to wasting my time.
I'm sorry. What, you don't believe in prophecies? You're motherfucker, you're literally creating them! You're literally, that's, your entire thing is predicting, Yes, nonsense. Complete nonsense. What nonsense this is.
I have no reason to believe you. If anything, you're the ones I should be most skeptical of.
I don't know how characters who are clearly so intelligent can also be so fucking dumb at the same time. Shit, he wasn't buying it at all.
We need to save the world. Cicada 3301, Kent Korihisa is doing whatever he can to ensure that happens. He told us to protect your mother. At the very least, please let us keep watch over you until tomorrow.
No.
The danger is real. You have to work with us here. Please.
FYI, my mother's completely safe. I don't need your help with that. Get out.
You're just wrong, you moron.
Asuma!
Did I say you could address me by name?
Hey, this is bad.
Oz, I'm kind of busy right now.
Listen, the Ministry of Defense made their move. The Minister himself issued an order to the SFG.
An order? To do what?
Seize the Guy Institution.
Ooh.
That place is about to turn into a battlefield, kid.
Oh no. Oh.
Asuma, where are you now?
What is it?
The Army's acting strange. They're arresting all the employees on duty. I have no idea why.
What is Graham doing?
Can't do it right now, unfortunately, but That's a good point.
I can't reach him.
Where are you strolling about now?
I'm in front of Gaia. Get yourself back.
Oops. God damn it.
No. There's soldiers here too.
Hey, don't let them touch Gaia!
I know. But how did they get in? Why are they here? Something's not right.
Show me the situation there.
I checked the vision he shared with me. Ewan was right. The control room was full of soldiers who wouldn't normally have access.
Halt! Keep your hands off that console! Who ordered you? Do you understand the consequences?
The soldiers then pointed their guns at the camera, at Ewan.
What are you?
Oh no, Ewan! Do we like him? I think we liked him. He's like surprisingly like level-headed. Yeah.
Hey, did I say you could end the call?
He got murdered, Asuma. Are you...
Say something. Ewan! Ewan!
I think this is his version of concern.
What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like the only like shred of level-headedness this kid ever got. I checked the control room's camera. He was also like the only guy who seems to care about this kid, which it probably explains his shittiness. The feed displayed instantly. The real-time footage showed. Yep. Oh no.
Huh?
Yeah. What? What the hell? Who said you could die? I never once told you to die.
You didn't even hesitate to kill
They're gonna
that
make me
spy.
feel bad. They're gonna make me feel really bad, aren't they?
You ordered me to do it.
So you just obeyed me? Are you a dog? If so much as a single person in that room reports you, your life is basically over. Aren't you afraid?
My job is to make sure that you can do your job comfortably. Honestly, I'm jealous of your talents. That's the reason I decided to respect your judgment. Nobody else's opinions matter to me. For you, I'll gladly take the fall. Tell me, what is it that you want?
Gaia belongs to me.
He's just a nice guy.
Very well. If that's what you need, then use me as you will. I will obey your every command.
Also, he kind of has the same hair as me, which is kind of weird. Just this big, long fucking mop.
The SFG was given an order to seize this place.
Oh, what's up? I sure would like to go back in time, but I gotta wait until I'm back in Polon. It's a weird way to phrase it, but it's true. You think interesting. I can't remember what they like. If I could remember exactly how they phrased the prophecy or whatever the like whatever the events were. If I can't remember exactly how they phrased it, but like depending on how they phrased it, yeah, that could be.
You're not safe here anymore, Asuma. You and your mom are both in danger.
So they were planning to cut me off, were they?
That pisses me off. This is pissing me off!
For as angry as I was, I would never allow anyone else to dictate what I did and did not do. Never. Well, you're just a big baby, aren't you? Well, now we're here.
Finished separating the Guy QCDC from the network. 50 seconds behind schedule. Rhino leader
He's
here.
pretty
Copy
fair. That's fair. Upon hearing that, Graham let out a sigh. Graham's group had been granted special administrative rights over the Guy QCDC in Gaia. These rights had once belonged to Asuma, but he was stripped of them the moment the mission started. If they could also put the Gaia QCDC into a standalone state, they could separate Asuma from Gaia. This was one step further toward a successful operation.
All units report.
This is Alpha 1. We're blocking off all entrances. No one has left the area since the operation commenced.
Bravo 1, we're clearing the Gaia control room. Target A is nowhere in sight.
Charlie 1 to Rhino Leader. His private room's clear too. We can't locate Target A.
He's not where he should be? I guess he saw this coming.
Since Graham had started working with the Gaia Institution, Asuma never willingly went anywhere but those two places. This was unexpected. The operation was already going wrong.
Alpha, keep the entrances blocked. Bravo, Charlie, expand the search radius. Narashino, did you find Target B's location? No.
If they found Target B, Asuma's mother, they could use her as a bargaining chip to neutralize him. But not even the supervisors, the government and the MOD, knew where she was. They weren't expecting to find her during the operation, so she was deemed a secondary target.
Captain, are you sure?
We should... I fucking shoot
the boy?
Don't shoot the boy. If you ever have to ask that question, chances are you're the bad guy. It was rare for the adjutant to use captain instead of the call sign. This was actually the first time he had ever questioned the operation while it was underway. The question reminded Graham of the moment he was ordered to conduct this operation.
Major Kingley, 13 minutes ago, I received a maximum priority mission for the SFG.
It was a sudden order straight from the commander responsible for overseeing the units in Osaka. Yeah. If you have to ask yourself, should I shoot the child? Chances are you're the villain of the story. Based in around Narashino and the institution, Graham's squad was almost entirely autonomous. It was rare for the commander to contact them.
Here are your orders. The government, the MOD, and the Central Readiness Force HQ have noticed that Asuma Soga is trying to appropriate the Gaia QCDC and Gaia. They consider his actions tantamount to an act of treason against the state. Secure Asuma Soga immediately. Additionally, whether he is dead or alive is not relevant. I repeat, secure Asuma Soga immediately. Whether he is dead or alive is not relevant. That is all.
Our job is to carry out our orders.
That was the answer Graham managed to wring from himself.
Roger that.
The adjutant had more to say, but he chose to remain quiet and end the call.
Looks like the government elites are trying to pin all the blame on a single kid.
His words were laced with bitterness. He knew full well that his feelings were at odds with what he just said to the adjutant. Asuma was a cocky child who saw soldiers as pawns beneath him. And Graham didn't like him as a person either. But despite all that, Asuma was still a 14-year-old boy. Nobody could maintain their composure after being told to kill a child. But even so, soldiers had to follow orders, didn't they? That's,
They've isolated the Gaia QCDC. No doubt Graham's quite pleased with himself. But I anticipated this. I won't let them go unopposed.
Asuma had been turning the cube device in his hands for some time now. Was that how he input commands? Isolated, so it was separated from the internet. This meant that he would need to establish a wired connection if he wanted to use the Gaia QCDC or Gaia. He didn't look like he was panicking, though.
Did you set up a secret back door or something?
Of course I did.
So you really did secretly take over?
Asuma had found a hiding place in a nearby inspection corridor as soon as the army rolled in. It was like he knew they were coming. That move would probably buy us some time. But the army was thorough. There was no telling how long we'd be safe. Still, Asuma looked pretty calm. How was he so sure nobody was gonna find us?
Pattern 52901, is it?
What are you looking at?
Why should I dignify that with a response?
Huh? Maybe I don't want a response.
Then be quiet.
Sheesh, fine. Sorry.
Dude, Polon is so me. Polon is all of us. Polon is just the everyman. He's so relatable. It's like, all right, fine, fuck, sorry.
Pattern 52, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know how they may have managed to make such an incredibly relatable protagonist, but they have done it.
Are you making fun of me?
Yes.
You're the one who said it out loud. You really want to come off as cool and explain it to us, don't you?
You're so annoying.
Right back at ya.
Shh.
Have you two forgotten where we are?
Momo is the only adult here.
Especially you, Polon. Getting worked up won't help us.
Huh? What, me?
Polon, like, as much as I love you, you are literally arguing with a child right now. No fair.
We don't have to be completely silent. They won't find us. At least not for another 10 minutes.
So he was actually predicting the future, huh?
What did you mean when you mentioned that pattern?
Again, why the hell do I have to tell you that?
I mean, we'd know whether you told us or not. You're using Gaia to predict the army's movements. And you've made at least 50,000 predictions. You keep saying Gaia's awesome, but it can't predict stuff perfectly the first time round, huh?
Lower house member Riku Kaburagi, 38, found dead. Accident suspected. Poop.
However advanced Gaia may be, it can never be 100% accurate. Even if its accuracy was 99.9%, that remaining 0.1% would still allow for infinite variations. You should keep your ignorance to yourself.
He looked at me like I was beneath him, then exhaled loudly.
Why the hell are you here anyway?
Yeah.
Go away. You're a nuisance.
Don't be like that, dude. It's not like I can just go for a stroll.
Dude?
If you really want us out of your hair, then how about give us the real-time feeds from all the cameras in the facility. That'll help us get past the army.
No way you're getting those.
We just want to protect your
She doesn't need your protection. Don't make me repeat myself. The Cradle has top-class security. The army doesn't even know where it is. There's nothing about my mother on the internet either. I had it erased.
The Cradle? So that's where your mom is.
Yeah. I had the guy QCDC manage it.
So he scrubbed online info to hide her whereabouts, huh? That explained why we couldn't find much about her.
Get it? The world's most powerful quantum computer is responsible for her security.
Look at this smug asshole. I mean, you say that, but it's the same most powerful quantum computer that can't find this chick that's literally right here. So, not flawless.
And this security cannot be bypassed with a single step of verification. It even updates itself every 9 seconds. To get past it, you'd need to start by developing a quantum computer superior to the guy QCDC.
So Asuma was basically saying that even if someone found the Cradle, they wouldn't be able to get in. That's a good point, yeah, like what? She's just like in a box somewhere? Maybe she's also in cold storage? Who knows?
I'm also closely monitoring it at all times. I'm the only one who can get past the security. Not even Mother herself can bypass it.
So you're holding her, yeah, so you're just holding her hostage.
Finding
all right.
her is impossible.
It was like his mom was imprisoned, totally isolated from the outside world. I can only think of one reason Asuma would hide her like this.
So you knew what would happen to her, huh?
I wasn't certain. Like I said, Gaia's predictions aren't perfect. There are multiple Earth simulators all over the world.
Yeah.
There are too many irregularities, too. like Cicada and you. But you wouldn't need Gaia to predict that the government would someday attempt to snuff me out. Burdened with secrets and a guilty conscience, anyone is capable of betrayal, without a second thought.
I'm impressed. It's hard to believe you're younger than me.
Well, you are an imbecile.
What?
What a douche. This bow tie boy really thought he was hot shit. Yeah, he was clever, and I could see why people called him a genius. But at no point during his explanation did I sense a shred of consideration for what his mom wanted. That kind of stood out to me.
So when's your end of the world supposed to happen anyway?
Sounds like all of us are on the same page as Paul on.
January 19th, 3:14 and 7 seconds UTC.
It's like literally a week and a half.
That's just the year 2038 problem.
Did we not? I thought we covered that. Is that a different one? Potential problem that could cause malfunctions in various Unix-based systems in the year 2038. Unix and Unix-based OS calculate the current time using midnight UTC of January 1st, 1970 as the starting point. This value is stored in a signed 32-bit integer, so when it exceeds 2 to the 31st power, somewhere over 2 billion, the integer overflows and becomes negative. It is possible that this may cause major malfunctions in many systems, and experts are working hard to prevent a reoccurrence of what happened in 2036. The overflow is set to happen at 3:14:07 UTC on January 19th, 2038, hence the name. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's just so it's the same, like, technical issue. I was like, I swear we read about the it was the year 2036 problem, I guess, right? Yeah. Interesting. It's a sad day. Sad Monday. I already forgot what it was actually called. It was Sad Morning. It was Sad Monday. Oh, it's not even one of the things. I think it was Sad Morning.
Does that mean this world's also?
No, I like Sad Monday.
Well, I had a hunch.
Hey, what does the world look like in Gaia after the 19th?
If he'd used Gaia for so many simulations, he must have simulated the days past the time of the end.
It simulates the world as normal. There's not a single simulation that shows the world ending then. Maybe it'll happen because you two will mess something up.
Nice deflection.
Why would you think that?
Well, neither of your existences makes any sense. One of you is a woman that's seemingly incarnated into being at random. And the other's a man with an abnormally low sync rate.
Huh? Sync rate? What's that?
It means you never do what the simulation says you're gonna do.
The number that measures the consistency between a person's actions in Gaia simulations and their actions in reality. Normally, it ranges from 95 to 99%. That's how accurate Gaia's predictions are. But when you act differently because you've seen an Earth simulator's predictions, the sync rate drops significantly.
That reminded me of Kent Korihisa. He saw the fate line after all.
But even then, it never falls below 80%. Despite that, you...
what?
You're fine most of the time, but sometimes your sync rate drops to absurdly low levels. About 20%. A sync rate that low is never usually displayed. It defies reason.
What do you mean by sometimes?
Like when you're doing your hacking quests. Your
when you
rate
load.
Usually drops 2 or 3 times during those.
It's literally when you load, my guy. Quests, huh? My guess was that the drops lined up with when I saved and loaded.
And then there's you.
Asuma glared at Momo.
You don't even exist in the world.
I don't exist?
No matter how many times I simulate the present moment in Gaia, you simply don't appear. You're not there.
Was he serious?
I see. I don't really understand myself why I incarnated like this. But I still have a will of my own, and I wish to act upon it.
Momo. Nice. That was what I expected from one of us. For all we knew, she might have been a literal messenger sent by God.
You piss me off because you mess with my Gaia. Whenever you two were involved, nothing goes as predicted.
Yeah, well, maybe your guy just sucks.
That's just life, isn't it?
Even better. Thank you, Polon.
You really piss me off. You can see the future too, can't you? Don't think I don't realize that.
Seeing the future, huh? I mean, she can see the future. He has to live the future, and then he gets to go back and do something else. In a way, yeah, you could say that's what saving and loading was about.
That's why I don't trust you. I trust my Gaia and my Gaia alone.
Cool. Anyways, can we check on your mom, please? Asuma left the tunnel about 10 minutes later.
What are you gonna do now?
I'm going to Gaia's control room. I won't let them touch Gaia ever again.
Dude, he has such a, everything he says is just said in such a pouty, like, I'm going to Gaia's control. He's like a kid throwing a tantrum. I mean, I guess he literally is a kid throwing a tantrum. But like, he's just so, everything he says, I'm going to Gaia's control room. I won't let them touch it.
I'll fight back and chase them out. They'll regret this betrayal.
Like, I can literally picture him stomping his feet as he says this.
You're gonna fight the army?
Asuma wasn't even paying attention to his surroundings as he walked. I couldn't let him go it alone.
Hey, they'll find you.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty like this when I was 14. There were a lot of tantrums. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but it's true.
As if.
I was a pretty big baby for way too long. He was really confident, but he was stressing me out too. I told myself to calm down. Asuma knew what the army was going to do, so he probably had his reasons for marching off. I stayed close to him and waited to see what happened. The institution was like a labyrinth. It wasn't even on the map Oz had sent. Even the hallway we were in was a zigzagging mess. Just moving forward was a hassle. It felt like we might run into the army at any moment. That would massively suck. But Asuma just kept walking forward. Eventually, we came to a crossroad. We heard the sound of multiple footsteps coming from the right turn.
We're gonna run into the army if we keep going this way.
Shut up.
I can't, man.
He looked so indifferent that I couldn't help grabbing his shoulder to stop him.
Let go of me. The timing must be perfect, and you're not helping.
Timing?
Asuma began fiddling with his cube input device. The soldiers' footsteps were getting louder.
Asuma, we gotta run!
No, I finished the prep.
Are they just gonna get, like, trapdoored?
That sound.
It's gunfire.
And there were a lot of guns, too. It didn't look like we'd been spotted, though.
What did you do?
Saying nothing, Asuma continued walking forward. Wow, this kid is fucking insufferable. Like, really. The hallway came to a T-junction before long, and Asuma stopped in front of it. 10 seconds of silence passed. I heard more gunfire and screams coming from our left. Asuma checked the area, then turned in the direction of the gunfire. We came across two soldiers.
Are they dead?
They were lying in pools of blood. What the fuck did you do, kid? This demon shot, seriously. There was no mistaking it. They were dead.
Did you kill them? How? Did you make the security system attack them?
The security system isn't even armed. This is a state-run company, you know. The ones at the top don't want to be blamed for any mishaps, so they don't install anything lethal.
I like how he's willing to explain that, but he won't just fucking tell us what he did.
But then that gunfire...
I'm just using AR projections.
Ah. He made them shoot each other.
And I'm using a projection of myself. I had to be careful at first. The manner and timing of my projection had to be perfect. Some SFG soldiers are more skilled than others. That's why I targeted the soldier who was the least experienced and most anxious. I had my projection appear right in front of him. The odds of him panicking and pulling the trigger were 99.4%. Who do you think died when that imbecile shot him?
It's AR, so nobody should have died.
No. I projected the AR over another soldier's body, concealing them entirely. Of course, since the soldiers are bigger than me, I had to include a projection of the background as well. And since I used the Guy QCDC to control it in real time...
Jesus Christ, kid! Yeah. Any soldier Asuma projected himself onto would disappear completely. It would look like Asuma was the only one there.
The soldiers weren't acting as a unit, so I waited for two of them to encounter each other alone, then projected myself onto both.
So you made them shoot each other without knowing it?
Once the first shot was fired, even the most elite soldier would panic. Not even Graham would keep his cool in that scenario. I knew that the probability of pattern 52901 was high. I've simulated it countless times. It's all right here in my head. I know exactly what they're going to do, down to every last gesture. The only factor I cannot account for is the presence of you two. So don't do a thing. Just sit still.
He really was a genius. But I could tell that this kid was messed up too. What kind of person would simulate themselves getting betrayed by the government and murdered by the army, then fully memorize it? Most of his simulations must have ended with him messing up and getting shot. I'd never seen an Earth simulator myself, but I heard they were pretty realistic. Could a kid his age really stay sane after seeing himself getting killed over and over in that much detail?
If you can predict the future this well... No, forget I said anything.
What? I should be able to neutralize them without killing? Why would I do that? They double-crossed me, so they pay the price.
Sir? Overwhelming no. Asuma kept going deeper and deeper into the facility without encountering a single soldier. Area Z, where Gaia was located, really was like a maze. But even now, instead of taking the straight path, Asuma was using a detour to avoid the soldiers. He was turning corners, doubling back, switching to longer routes, and sometimes stopping in place for an entire minute. He passed by multiple fake Gaia locations. He went up some stairs, then down others. He used elevators built to travel between two floors. In the end, I had no idea where we were. I imagine that's the point. There was distant gunfire, and soldiers' screams echoed. We did come across some bodies, but nobody still breathing. Asuma's actions were calculated precisely. As he walked on, he tinkered almost mechanically with the device in his hand. More and more soldiers died, but he didn't seem to mind.
You don't mess up, do you?
I know the correct solution from the get-go. There's no way I can mess up. I even know when the army's going to commence its retreat. I just need to stay the course.
But you yourself said that an Earth simulator's predictions can never be perfect in a world with multiple Earth simulators.
And? What of it?
It was the Vatican's Earth simulator that predicted you would become a calamity.
It's a given that the Holy Office 513 will be involved. They're incredibly persistent. It's possible their agents have already infiltrated this facility.
Just like we did. You tried capturing Momo and Nakano before, didn't you? The Holy Office were behind that too. Don't act like you didn't know.
Almost none of the agents have seen the fate line, the predicted outcome. But the one in charge has certainly seen it.
That means Gaia's predictions could be wrong. Don't put too much faith in them.
They twist the present to get the future they want. And I don't know anyone willing to go to the lengths they do. Not even you, Asuma.
That's why you should stop messing with the army and put your mother first. Something bad's gonna happen if you don't.
Even if he chased the army out of the facility, it would still be over. He was completely cornered here. Even if he managed to take control of the Gaia Institution, what would he do with it? He was still just a 14-year-old kid. He wouldn't be able to keep up his winning streak for long if he was up against the state itself.
We'll help you, so let's protect her together. I'm sure your mom would love the company of her son, too. Being with you would sure beat being locked up all alone.
That was when Asuma glared at me again.
Don't you order me around.
It wasn't an order, it was a friendly suggestion. I'd never seen such intense defiance in his eyes.
Don't you dare talk about my family! You don't know a thing! You don't!
Suddenly, he fell silent. Then he turned pale and quickly began working his device.
What?
Well, shit.
Why? Why is this?
What? What was he seeing on his BMI?
What happened?
This is impossible.
They found his mom.
This couldn't have.
They found her.
Tell me what's happening.
Well, shit.
The security. Someone turned off the cradle's security.
No.
The impossible had happened. That's when the date changed. Oh, fuck. Chills ran up my spine as I felt the certainty of the calamity approaching. Well, shit.
Why? Why? I can't see. I can't see what's happening in there. The cameras aren't working. All 7 of them are dead. The recording! Maybe the camera saw someone before that.
Got the good music. Asuma mumbled as he spun his device faster than ever. My eyes couldn't keep up with the speed of it. To look at his hands, you'd think he was totally calm. His inputs were as controlled as you'd expect from a boy genius. But then... his hands slipped and the device fell to the floor. Pick up the child, just scoop him up. Momo picked it up and gave it to him.
There you are!
Well, this is maximum fuck. This is not good. Asuma had only been standing still for a few minutes, but it was enough time for the soldiers to find us. I didn't know which was more impressive, Asuma's illusion or the army's tracking. Despite the chaos, Asuma had fallen into a daze. He wasn't even trying to move. Shit.
We gotta run.
No, scoop that child. Momo took Asuma's hand and ran. I followed close behind. Load? I was thinking about it. Give it a shot.
Calm down.
Yeah, no. We ran all over the place, trying to lose them before somehow finding a place to hide. I think we need more information. I think we're gonna learn something. Cause here's the thing: if we load now, we're not gonna be able to really do anything because he won't believe us. I feel like we need to get to a point where we can ask him, like, what can we tell you so that you'll actually believe that this is gonna happen? Because we're gonna tell him, like, hey, we literally saw the security fail, and he's gonna be like, I don't believe you. And it's just gonna happen all over again. But we couldn't stay here. Now that they had a rough idea where we were, they'd start closing in on us. It was only a matter of time before they found us.
Let me go!
Asuma shook off Momo's hand. He went right back to tinkering with his device.
Why can't I restore the security? Why isn't it accepting my commands?
Maybe. Yeah. His hand stopped and he glared at us.
It was you two, wasn't it? You did something, didn't you?
Damn it.
Shh, keep quiet.
Possible gunfire reported at Gaia Institute. Shun. The army could probably hear us, damn it.
That's the only explanation.
Dude, shut up.
Shit! I told you too much! Shit!
Please calm down.
Momo grabbed Asuma by his shoulders and looked into his
You
eyes.
have to calm down. You can't panic. Not now.
Shut up!
Asuma pushed her away. Oh,
you?
okay.
Yeah, I had to chill out myself, too.
Do something. Anything.
Asuma went back inside his shell. He was trying to deal with the situation through his device, even though he just said it was ignoring his commands.
Were you really the only one who could turn off the security? Is there nobody else who could have done it?
The army had temporarily revoked his administrative rights, but he'd taken them back earlier. It couldn't have been them again.
There was one other person, but they killed him. But no one else. No one. No one else even has administrative access to the Guide QCDC, let alone the wherewithal to actually control it.
In that case, it's gotta be one of the Holy Office agents. I mean, they have their own QCDC.
I just had a really fucked up thought. What if they killed Ewan? What if she brought him back to life as like a zombie under their control and had him do it for them? He's the only one, he just said he's the only other one who can do it. And we know they have someone who can bring people back to life. That would be so fucked up. That's true. Davide still seemed to be himself. He wasn't really like being controlled or anything. That's a good point. Yeah.
Either that, or they used some sacrament that let them get past the security.
Perhaps. Rosario, do you know anything about this? Rosario?
There was no response. She was supposed to be snooping on the Holy Office by herself. Oh, emergency blockade established on routes to Port of Tokyo.
It's no good. I can't reach her.
Had something happened to her? I had a bad feeling about this. If something happens to Rosario, I'm gonna be fucking mad. And it was pretty clear that whatever was happening, we hadn't seen it coming.
Cross, what's the army up to?
I'd asked him to intercept the army's comms.
They were panicking before, but they're getting it together now. They'll find you in no time. Doesn't seem like they're aware that the Cradle's security's off, though. They still don't know where his mother is.
Interesting. If the army didn't know anything, the Holy Office had to be the ones messing with the Cradle. That meant they were probably behind the security outage, too.
If that's true, then...
Now's our chance. I fat-fingered again. Fucking goddamn it. We wanted to make our move before the army. Deal with both them and the Holy Office at the same time? Hell no.
Asuma, I'll go to the Cradle. Tell me where it is.
You. It really was you, wasn't it? You're the one who turned off the security!
No, you moron!
Aren't you? I was right!
God damn it, Asuma.
I won't let you! I won't let that!
Dude, it's too large. My damn thumb.
Calm down.
And you like press the button and then take my hand away from the controller.
You'll just end up giving away your mother's location.
We didn't know how Asuma's mother was going to die. It wasn't just the Holy Office we had to look out for. The army could be the real threat. We had to keep everyone away from her.
If you keep the army busy, I'll be able to move around unrestricted.
The army only cared about Asuma. They wouldn't pay attention to what I was doing.
I'll take your mom and run.
So you want Asuma to be a distraction?
Yeah.
Momo had helped with this kind of plan before, so she knew what I was getting at right away.
Let me help you, Asuma.
What if the army finds you?
They'll just kill me, I guess.
Then...
But you know, I can predict the future, too. Oh, and I didn't give you the details before, but my thing is different from your future predictions.
Yeah, I did that, like that 1 second, he's like...
My thing involves saving and loading. By loading, I can come back in time to whenever I save. Sounds insane, right? Trust me, I know, but it works. I proved that to you in Nakano, remember? I got away. That's why I can save your mom and get away with her too.
Anons with bright futures, who can't sit idly by when someone's in need.
Hell yeah,
That's
Momo!
what Nakano Symphonies is all about.
Yeah!
Exactly.
Damn it!
Asuma sent me something.
That's where the cradle is.
That deep, huh? A whole bunch of doors kept it sealed away. It was basically a fortress. But now that its security was off, anyone could just waltz in there.
This doesn't mean that I trust you. Our interests just happen to coincide.
It's good enough for me.
You'd better keep her safe. I'll make you pay if anything happens to her.
That is the closest thing to trust we're gonna get from this kid, for sure.
You can count on me.
It's like, yeah, alright. I'll, I don't know. Google something. I'll take a moment. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna jam. Oh wow, 6. Ah, welcome back. My eyes met Momo's.
Momo, stay with her.
Hopefully you got the prize you sought. Luckily, you picked a time where there was some jamming music going, so I could just jam. Asuma was panicking. I didn't want to leave him alone.
I will. Be careful, Polon.
You too, Momo. Don't do anything crazy.
I ran through the hallway marked on the map. Momo time!
Here!
After parting ways with Polon, I held Asuma's hand as we sprinted desperately around the facility.
Now go up the stairs. No, wait, bad idea. To the right then. Shit, there's too many of them.
Cross was relaying directions so we could make our way around without running into any soldiers. But we couldn't avoid them forever. Maybe it was because we'd been spotted once already, but no matter where we went, I could sense soldiers nearby.
Can you contact Juno?
Polon's calling her,
I'm
but she's
sure.
ghosting him.
Damn it. As soon as I lock it up, someone unlocks it again. Who's doing this?
Asuma shook off my hand and went back to inputting commands on his cube device. It looked like he was trying to turn the security on again. But he was so focused that he wasn't paying any attention to our situation. That's why I had to take his hand and manually lead him away from any danger. The confident facade he displayed when he found us here had completely vanished.
Asuma, leave your mother to Polon and worry about yourself.
I grabbed his arm and tried to lead him, but then...
Don't order me around.
Damn it, Asuma, we're trying to make it so you don't die, you idiot. He shook me off again.
Asuma, wait!
Shit, Momo, turn around. There's...
Target sighted!
Oh no. We ran into 2 soldiers. They pointed their guns at us the moment they saw us. I pushed Asuma to the ground. Bullets flew overhead. Amazing, like a cat. I crawled behind some cover, dragging Asuma with me. They opened fire without hesitation. They didn't even warn us. Why would they warn you? They wanted us dead, but it was no wonder. Asuma was responsible for the deaths of countless soldiers. I'd wanted to save everyone, but even in the face of the end, people's hatred raged on. I couldn't stand it. It hurt so much that I wanted to scream. Was the world truly going to follow the fate line? Was this it? Bullets ricocheted off the walls around us. We were pinned down.
Momo, this is bad. More of them are on the way. All I can do is tell you where they are. Get Asuma to use the security system. And that should buy you some time.
Okay.
Asuma, do something! Fuck!
Asuma?
I looked over at him to see blood flowing from his forehead. Oh shit, did he get grazed? Had one of the bullets actually hit him?
Asuma!
Well, shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, we're back to Poon. After separating from Asuma and Momo, I rushed towards Asuma's mom, Miori Soga. I had to be careful the army didn't spot me. I ruled out the fastest route, and man did that suck.
Don't worry, there's no one near you.
Yay! No!
Nice.
After checking if it was safe, I kept on moving. Cross was busy helping Momo, so No was acting as my backup instead. I called Oz and Kaoru too.
What happened with Asuma's family anyway? You two know, don't you?
I knew that Asuma himself would never open up, so I hadn't even asked him. These two had been investigating Guy and Asuma for a while now, so I guessed they knew something. My guess was right on.
Asuma's father, Yukihira Soga, committed suicide 3 years ago.
I swim sadly.
It destroyed
Yeah,
the
where is
entire
that guy?
family.
People had dug up that piece of info and it had blown up online. Apparently, he'd killed himself because he was exposed for embezzlement.
Even when he was little, Asuma displayed amazing talent when it came to computer engineering and programming. People called him a prodigy. Everyone praised him. His parents were proud of him.
If you stopped there, they'd sound like a happy family.
But his father, Yukihira Soga, was a totally unremarkable man.
Unremarkable? A criminal guilty of embezzlement?
Well, he's not unremarkable in that regard, but it seems he considered himself a mediocre individual, especially compared to his son. He tried to live up to his son's expectations. He tried to keep up with him. He tried to be a father who was worthy of his son's genius. But he couldn't do it.
He ended up taking money from the company he worked at.
How are those events related at all?
Could have been his pride as a father. Maybe he just wanted to show off to his son. Only the man himself knew the truth.
What kind of person would steal to prop up his pride? Hell, resorting to that stuff should have made him feel even more pathetic. Man, what is it with dads and acting like total dipshits?
The company immediately found out what he was doing. They not only fired him, but took him to court too.
Fucking dads, am I right?
He was truly disgraced by the end of it all. By that point, he had nothing left to lose. It wasn't long before he was committing domestic violence against his wife and son.
Hey now, okay, alright. Any shred of, like, sympathy I had for the guy is immediately gone. Alright, you're done. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yukihira Soga probably figured that was the only other way he could feel superior to his son.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
A reprehensible mindset, of course.
Not even that situation lasted, though.
Yeah.
He committed suicide before long. Asuma was the one who found the body. He was 11 at the time. That
explained why he didn't trust anyone, and why he was so fixated on his mom, too. It made sense when you considered his past.
With the deadbeat dad and the domestic violence gone, you'd think the two of them would finally be able to relax, right?
I think we all know what domestic violence is. I don't think I need to check that. I think we're good
life
on.
only deteriorated further.
I think we're good on domestic violence. Thank you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Not that it made any sense, but Miori Soga blamed Asuma for her husband's death. She took it all out on the kid.
Oh no, hey, why? More than good on saying that one, yeah. Does she also suck? No. Shit. Back then, I felt neither shock nor sadness. I thought the pain would end, and that mother would stop crying.
It's all your fault!
Oh, I don't like her either. I thought I would like her. I don't like her either.
Yukihiro would still be alive if it wasn't for you!
I don't feel bad for her being locked up anymore.
We were happy together. Why did you have to crawl out of me?
How?
Why couldn't you have died?
Fucking parents, dude. Jesus Christ.
I loved him. Give me back my husband. Give it back!
What about me, Mother? Don't you love me?
You're nothing to me.
Jesus Christ.
She fell into a coma after she overdosed on sleeping pills. It's a miracle she's even alive.
Oh, she's in a coma. Interesting.
She somehow managed to regain consciousness after 3 months.
Oh, never mind.
She's neither of sound mind nor responsive in any meaningful way. There may be a means of restoring her to the way she was, though for the time being, recovery seems unlikely.
Nice grandparents. I'm gonna guess not.
Mother.
This kid seems pretty fucked no matter what. It seems like literally the only adult that seemed to give even half a shit about him was Ewan, and emphasis on was. That sucks.
It's okay. Asuma, come here. Come to me. I'm sorry. I won't let you go again. I'm sorry.
Mother.
Asuma, keep it together, please. Can you see me? Asuma!
Oh fuck. That's a really like freaky. His vision's all blurred. It's all bloody. I woke up, but it wasn't Mother that I saw. The one holding me in her arms and keeping me safe was Lucia. A disappointing sight. How dare you? I then felt myself start to panic again. Mother was in danger, and I was wasting time here. My vision was tinged with red. My hair was wet, and it felt gross. I touched it, coating my fingers in blood. My head was spinning. Everything was so loud. Couldn't they just keep quiet?
What are you?
I really needed to see that again. Damn it.
I will obey your every command.
Asuma.
What is it, Father?
Why are you just looking at me? Why aren't you helping me?
I can't.
Why aren't you helping me?
Shut up.
This is your fault!
It's all your fault! I loved him! Give me back my husband! Give it back!
Shut up. Stop it.
Criminal.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't say I'm surprised by how this kid turned out, considering all that shit. Jeez, and also the fucking... I mean, the internet. It's just the internet.
Degenerate.
Fucking god damn it.
Just kill the little shit. Rope him in public.
Neck yourself.
Ew, I hate this.
Die.
Fucking die.
Shut up, 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 shut up! Just shut up!
I didn't like that sound. Suddenly, everything went silent.
What?
The next thing I knew, I was standing in the hallway, covered in blood. I glanced around. Countless pieces of meat were scattered across the floor. They'd probably been soldiers until a few moments ago. Did he pop them? What the fuck? The woman remained, but she was staring at me in shock. Who killed these people? It didn't matter. It was quiet now, and that was enough.
I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping that Mother will recover, so we can live together.
What the fuck did you do, Asuma? How did you do that?
That's what I want.
Okay, but can we talk about the... whatever the hell you just did?
It's not like it'll ever happen. Yeah, I know that. She'll never forgive me. I considered using Gaia to look into our future, but I was too scared to see. I even used some impossible parameters to generate an impossible present. A present in which our whole family was together and happy. It had only made me feel empty, but for a moment, just for a moment, I felt like I was going to be okay. That was why I generated it so many times. There was nothing wrong with that, right? Please, don't take anything else away from me. Please.
No, we're not gonna. Okay, we're not gonna talk about the exploded people.
His
All right,
mom's
that's cool.
in a coma and won't wake up?
Unsure how to feel about it all, I rushed ahead through the hallways. Now I understood why Asuma's mother didn't seem to have much say in what he did with her.
His family situation might be part of the reason he's so fixated on Gaia.
Damn it.
I figured he was just a know-it-all brat. How could I get pissed off at him after hearing what he'd been through?
All I can do is protect his mom, and I gotta do that no matter what.
I wasn't so cocky I assumed I could save the little guy alone. I wasn't the kind of douchebag to ignore someone in need either. The elevator was open at the end of the corridor. I ran in without a moment's hesitation. There was a biometrics touch panel inside. The elevator started moving before I had a chance to use it. It looked like it only went one floor down. I swear, if I didn't make it in time... Rosario! Rosario? What?
What's wrong? You didn't answer before. Did something happen?
There was too much noise in the background. Something wasn't right.
Where are you?
Dude, if Rosario dies, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. I'm gonna be mad.
Watch out. 513 aren't.
Don't you die. Don't you be dead.
Wait, hey, Rosario!
I don't like this.
Rosie turned off her GPS!
Rosie.
I don't know where she is!
No. No.
What?
Was she trying to avoid being detected? The elevator had reached the lower floor. I ran out through the open door and into another hallway.
Who the hell is Felino Arcana anyway? Momo, do you know?
Momo's not in a position to talk right now.
Did something happen?
Focus on what you gotta do.
Yeah. All right.
I have so many questions right now. I have so many questions right now. There are so many questions. How did he explode those people? What happened to Rosario? Like, what the... Man, so much was going on. My thoughts exactly, Polon. I felt like a net was tightening around us.
No, I'm just imagining it.
I had my saving and loading. If the Holy Office were going all out, then I just kicked their ass.
Wait, stop! There's someone there!
Oh, fuck. Is it Graham? I'm guessing it's Graham. Or no, it would have to be someone from the from the Holy Office, right? Damn it, I get distracted. I noticed something sharp fly towards me and jerked my body to dodge it. It was a cross the size of a knife. Yeah. The man who'd thrown it had clearly come from another country. It's a dude. He didn't look like Guy's staff or a soldier. That meant he had to be an agent from the Holy Office. I figured they'd get in here. He wasn't alone either. There were about 10 people in front of me, men and women of various ages. Unlike the guy who'd thrown the cross, these people didn't look like agents. Actually, they looked super ordinary. There was something freaky about them. Blood was oozing from their necks, arms, and legs. They're zombies! They're fucking zombies! I could see wounds on some of their necks and the backs of their hands. For some reason, the wounds were etched in the shape of crucifixes. They looked like ordinary people, but their vacant gazing, coupled with the wounds carved into their bodies, well, something was definitely off about them.
A transgressor?
A transgressor.
Punition.
Is this the guy who can, like, resurrect people from the dead?
Punition.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
This is fucked. How could I handle this? Didn't look like there was any way I could slip by them.
I guess I'll low.
You're so damn slow.
Yo, Juno! You're like, surprisingly, the least fucked up person right now. Like, I'll take you over the zombies and yeah, we're good. Juno was suddenly standing next to me.
Share the location, now.
Oh, right.
I quickly sent her the cradle's location. The next moment, she grabbed my arm and I immediately found myself somewhere new. Thank you. Most fucked up.
Don't you dare disappoint my Kent.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Like, at the very least, we have a shared goal currently. I hadn't expected her to come back. But man, just 1 second and we were here, huh? Things would have been way easier if she'd been with us the whole time. Still, this wasn't the time to complain about that. I was finally at the cradle. This was the lowest area of the Institute. It was below even the deepest part of Tokyo Bay. I didn't sense anyone around. It was so silent, it was kind of scary. I had to take Miori Soga away from here ASAP, before the army or the Holy Office arrived.
Something's not right.
No shit. I hadn't noticed until she said so, but Juno was right. There was a thick, heavy door that looked like it belonged to a giant safe, and it was open. I was told that Asuma's mother was comatose. She couldn't have left by herself. Had someone gotten in there? Shit, we weren't the first? Feeling tense as hell, I stepped inside the room. Oh, she's gone. I looked around cautiously to see if anyone else was around. The room was bigger than I'd expected, and its ceiling was high too. It was more like a hall. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. The size only made it feel emptier though. Maybe because the place was so bare. The only thing I could see was a king-size bed. There was no one in it.
Well?
Miori Soga isn't here.
We're fucked.
Someone's already taken her.
Don't you die. Don't you dare die. Rosario fell to her knees, unable to stand back up. She was in a dark, cramped back alley that even the cleaning trucks ignored. There was garbage strewn all over. It was hard to believe an alley so dirty was connected to a main road. It was a place most passersby would turn their backs to, but Rosario was in there. She was ignoring the filth, and she was fighting the pain. Her hand was pressed against her chest, where a bloodstain was spreading wider. No! What hurt most wasn't the wound under her clothes. It was the splitting pain emanating from deep within her brain. She'd managed to contact Polon and warn him, but the cacophony of voices in her head had silenced her. Whatever she'd said and heard was being drowned out by the voices echoing inside her mind. What the fuck is going on?
So this is what it was all about. You had already sowed the seeds of defilement in my body, Felino.
Rosario remembered the day she became an agent of the Holy Office 513. Her body had been subjected to a particular ritual on that day. It was approximately 2 years earlier. Driven by her thirst to avenge her father's death, she spied on the proponents of the end. She outwardly acted as one of them, and after long, hard work, she was finally accepted into the Holy Office 513 as an agent. And on her very first day... She's not dead! Stop it! She's not dead! She was led into a moldy old underground church in the Vatican. This was where she'd first met Felino Arcana. Rosario did not understand why it was Felino she was meeting with, rather than the head of the Holy Office. However, she recalled a disturbing story which she heard from her anti-fate allies. There was once a child, an innocent girl too young to even speak. Separated from her parents, she was forced to see something not even the Holy Office agents were allowed to behold, the Fate Line. Furthermore, she relived the lives of individuals who witnessed past miracles through VR, simulated a necro-pilgrimage. The process was reiterated every day, all day long, all year long. For what seemed like an eternity, she was made to watch the pasts of total strangers and the future predictions leading to the end times. And thus, the Holy Office 513 attempted to create an artificial Virgin Mary. Those were the rumors she'd heard. Jesus Christ. If the said girl was Felino, it would explain why she could talk with Lorenzo Garzelli, head of the Holy Office 513, as her equal. All this meant that Felino was a person to be wary of, and Rosario had to do whatever she could to ensure her secret agenda remained as such. Thus, Rosario had no choice but to do as she was told. First, she unbuttoned her clothes, then kneeled before the cross.
Every agent is a guardian of the Fate Line that guides us to the blessed end. As such, they must have the holy marks carved upon their being. It is proof of their oath to the Lord, a sign that they will devote their bodies to God until the moment of the promised end.
Felino gently pierced Rosario's chest with a consecrated blade. Trails of crimson blood flowed along her pale skin.
Endure. This is a trial, and a test of your piety.
I hate this.
If your beliefs remain firm, the Lord will surely reward you.
I hate this. Felino smiled, but her hand didn't stop.
Rosario, your father's end was most unfortunate. For what reason was he subjected to such a violent death? Answer me, Rosario Rossellini.
Because he turned his back on the will of God and tried to reveal the Fate Line to the world. Because he was in touch with Kent Korihisa, a man who bared his fangs at the Lord. Because he rejected the end.
Indeed, all of those were terrifying actions, and each one an affront to the will of our Lord. The Fate Line must not be disturbed. We sought to grant him salvation until the very end, but our every attempt ended in failure. Do you remember, Rosario? Though you were but a child, your young eyes most assuredly had witnessed what happened on that day. What happened to your father for turning his back on our Lord? You remember, yes?
Yes, I remember. He burned in the flames of punition, suffering and writhing in pain, while many people watched.
And for his transgressions, his soul will never see the pearly gates. It is most regrettable. My own breast aches with empathy at the mere thought of the pain your frail young heart experienced.
This is giving me fucking chills right now. This is horrifying.
Rosario, you must not become a sinner like your father. As of now, you must reject him every moment of your life.
Yes. I reject my father.
Repent. 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 Thus, the holy mark is etched into your being. Congratulations, Rosario Rossellini.
Holy mark Felino carved upon her was now throbbing painfully as it bled. In the wake of that pain followed an intense headache and endless whispering voices.
This must be her sacrament.
A woman's whispers echoed and resonated inside Rosario's head. She couldn't even hear her own voice anymore. She felt that if she obeyed the voices, she would surely lose herself.
You won't have me. You won't take me. If that's my fate, I'd rather.
Rosario unfastened a knife from her waist. She glared down at it with cold, glassy eyes, then plunged the blade into her chest. No! I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to play it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I hate this. Damn it. Wasn't a single soldier in Gaia's control room. Did they all die? I haven't even seen Graham yet. No, that didn't matter right now. What was happening to Mother? Lucia looked tense. She was muttering something to herself. Wait, no, she was talking over BMI.
Hey!
I walked up to her and grabbed her by the collar. Don't you
You're
touch
talking to pull on Takaoka, aren't you? Stop being secretive! Put me through to him! But... just do it!
She nodded, and I let go of her.
Okay.
Fucking icon.
Asuma.
Is my mother okay? Is she?
She wasn't there.
What?
She wasn't in the cradle. It was empty.
She wasn't there?
But how?
Someone took her out of there. Think you can find her?
The most likely culprit, the one who first came to mind, was Juno. She had ties to pull on Takaoka. With their quantum teleportation, it would have been possible for her to take my mother away without anyone noticing. When I checked the cradle's quantum fluctuation stats, however, I saw nothing unusual. So it wasn't Juno. Who was it then? Who'd taken her away? Who? I still couldn't access the cradle security cams. Every feed showed a black screen. I didn't know if the cameras had been shut down or completely disconnected. I tried checking the recordings the moment before they went dead, but they didn't show anything unusual in the room. All I saw was Mother sleeping in bed. No one had been inside.
Where is she? Where?
I had to find her. I had to find her fast.
Asuma.
As I worked my device, Lucia grabbed my hands and held them tight. I couldn't work my calculations like this.
Take a deep breath.
Hearing that, I realized I was close to hyperventilating. Tried to stabilize myself. How did someone manage to unlock the cradle? I was the only one who knew about it. The only one capable of turning off its security. I was the only one. No, there was another. The man who worked as my assistant. But he'd been shot dead by the army in this very room. He was killed. Almost on a whim, I glanced down. The control room's floor was dirty with the footprints of the soldiers. But there were no other stains of any sort. Did he fake his death? Was he actually like a piece of shit all along? God damn it. What happened to the blood? For some reason, there was no indication that someone had bled or been shot here.
Asuma.
Okay, he's just here? The voice startled me. Yeah. Alright, we're still not 100% sure he's a shithead. I looked up to see someone at the entrance to the control room. Why? He should have been dead. It was on video. The soldiers had shot him. I saw it happen, but...
This is... for you.
His expression blank, Ewan handed me a stuffed bear, just like he always did. It was one I'd never seen before. Ewan was bleeding from the wrist, and his blood had dyed the bear's head red.
I want you to have it.
With strength at odds with his scrawny build, he ripped the bear apart. And almost in amongst the cotton was a sharp knife. Ewan took it in hand and swung it at me.
Asuma!
What the fuck? Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah, he definitely seems like a zombie. But like, Lucia stood between us as if to protect me. Over her shoulder, I saw Ewan's eyes, and they were completely devoid of emotion. The moment our eyes met, I understood everything.
It was you!
In my head, I wished for something. I wished for him to be struck by a bolt of lightning. There and then, I visualized it. And the moment I did, Ewan's body began to convulse as if he'd been struck by lightning. Is he a gigglomaniac or something? Is that... He's... Right, That is the gigglomaniacist thing I've ever heard. I visualized something and then it happened. This... What the fuck? The knife fell from his hands and to the floor moments before it pierced my neck. He collapsed where he stood. I saw that his carrier node was shorting out. Was it malfunctioning? Not that it mattered.
It was you, wasn't it?
Yo, Asuma, where's your D-sword? What the fuck? I pushed Lucia out of my way and walked over to Ewan.
You're the one who took my mother away! You traitor! Where is she? Where is my mother? Tell me! Tell me! I looked up your entire past! I used Gaia over and over to predict your actions, and you never did anything suspicious! I knew you were useless, but I assumed you would at least be harmless too! You actually tricked me! And even Gaia!
He'd managed to fool Gaia's predictions. I could think of only one thing. Other Earth simulators.
What have you done with my mother?
Ewan smiled as if he was about to cry.
In the name
of motherfucker.
God. She's right there.
I sensed someone else here. The person who joined us in the control room was... Mother. What the fuck? She was barely standing, and her expression was completely vacant. She looked ready to collapse. She was supposed to be unconscious, bedridden. So much is happening. How is she standing? How is she walking? Had she woken up?
She was never in a coma. For over a year, I've been drugging her to keep her asleep. All for this day. You rise as the calamity.
What was he talking about? No, Ewan didn't matter now.
Mother.
Drugging? Calamity? None of that mattered to me now. All that mattered was that Mother was awake. I'd been hoping for this. I was waiting for the day she recovers so we could live together as a family. So, if he has gigglomaniac powers, that makes a whole lot more sense how he's the Calamity. He could do some pretty crazy damage with that shit. She looked at me.
Asuma.
She called me by name. How long had it been? When was the last time I'd heard her say my name?
Mother!
I approached her, ready to have her hug me. I extended my hand to her.
Asuma, stop!
That was when I realized, in her hand, was the knife Ewan had dropped.
Hey. Asuma.
Fucking Christ. She smiled and spoke.
I don't want to look at you ever again.
Next moment, she shoved the knife into her own neck. She crumpled to the floor right before my eyes. Blood pooled from her wound.
There.
Well, shit. Momo had shared her vision with me. Through her, I saw Asuma's mom commit suicide.
Why did it end up like this?
Save Rosario! Save her!
Why did it end up like this? I know. Why did it end up like this?
I saw the moment Asuma snapped, too.
What the hell?
They drove him to the edge, then forced him to watch as his mom killed herself.
I know. Why did it end up like this? I know.
The Holy Office bastards had planned everything for this cruel outcome.
Fucking scumbags.
Right. But I could still turn this around. We're doing it? Turn it around!
I know.
Please. I beg of you.
Maybe it might be another one of those situations where he's gonna do it.
I know. Leave it to me.
That's all Momo needed to say. Asuma's about to become some kind of calamity. We're out of time and out of options. But I've got a full understanding of their scheme. So right now, you and I, we can save Asuma. Correct. Come on, Anon. There's no time to spare. Let's fucking go. But also Rosario. Like, that's also important. God damn it. I swear to God, if she still dies, I'm gonna be fucking mad. That's what happened last time too.
Intruders.
Oh great, we're back to this guy being a shithead. Asuma glared at me. This was the moment he found us. We didn't have much time, so I got straight to the point.
We gotta talk about you and Okuda.
Huh?
What?
Hold on. What's this about?
Hear me out. He's with the Holy Office 513. He's drugging your mom, Miori Soga, to keep her unconscious.
Thanks to Momo sharing her vision, I had heard what Ewan told Asuma right before I loaded. This info was our weapon now.
Spout any more nonsense like that, and I'm going to get mad!
You saw it happen.
Yeah. 4 minutes and 24 seconds from now, the SFG is gonna attack the institution under orders from the Ministry of Defense. Asuma, the government's gonna cut you off. Ewan Okuda is gonna fake his death in the attack.
I explained to Asuma what Ewan and the Holy Office were plotting. And during the explanation...
Hey, this is bad.
There you are, Oz. The Ministry of Defense did something, right?
Wait, what? Yeah, they did. The minister himself issued an order to the SFG. He told him to seize the Guy Institution.
Light music initiated. Maybe it was because Asuma just heard the news himself, but the guy was staring daggers at me, and they were sharper than before.
So you really do predict the future, then? Which Earth simulator do you use?
I'll tell you if we make it through the day. More importantly, watch out for Ewan.
Ewan, where are you? Where are you strolling about right now?
Asuma still seems skeptical, but he called Ewan on his BMI.
Don't you let the army touch Gaia! Show me the situation there! Hey, did I say you could end the call? Say something!
Oh yeah, we saw
Ewan!
that from the first perspective.
Ewan! Someone killed him. Ewan's dead.
But what you saw is fake. He's still alive.
Yeah, I don't think he was a zombie. I think he was just fucking crazy. Like, he's acting like a zombie, but no, I think he was just fucking nuts. Ewan was probably on his way to take Asuma's mom out of the cradle. There was only one path there. If we waited for him at the entrance, we could stop him. And Ewan was in his Gaia's control room, so we were closer to the cradle than he was. We could get there first. Ewan probably didn't even realize we knew what he was up to. He wouldn't be in a hurry. We could get the better of him. Asuma had joined us, but he was still wary of me. Alright, yeah. Beep. There. You did call it. It was yours was the correct prediction. He was in fact still alive. He checked the institution's observatory and security systems, but couldn't confirm that Ewan was still alive. So he figured I was bullshitting him.
If Ewan really was a traitor, Gaia's predictions would have shown it!
Not necessarily. The Holy Office 513 is behind him, after all.
Before I loaded, it was obvious that Asuma had no idea what Ewan was doing. And that was with Gaia's at his disposal too.
Gaia's predictions aren't perfect, are they? Especially in a world full of Earth simulators. Those are your own words, Asuma. Stop right there, Yuno Okuda!
We waited for him at the entrance to the passage leading to the cradle, and sure enough, he came. Busted, dickhead. This guy. We'd seen right through his act, but he didn't seem bothered at all.
You've been lying to me all this time?
You could say that. It's a shame, Asuma.
You're going to tell me everything!
Everything, huh?
Ewan rolled up his sleeves. I saw on his arms the cross-like injuries I'd seen on the other believers.
In the name of God.
No, do not let him stab himself. Don't do it. Stop him. Those words sent a chill down my spine. I thought of the co-pilot who killed himself during the high hack.
Stop!
Yeah, don't let him do it. I darted toward him, but I couldn't get to him in time. He took out a knife, and without hesitation, stabbed himself in the neck. Fuck!
You fucking fanatic!
I was too slow. Now there was no way we could find out why and for how long he tricked Asuma and Gaia. Or there!
I'm keeping my guard up.
Son of a bitch. He obviously had strong ties with the Holy Office, but still, at least we'd bought ourselves some time. Now all we had to do was get Miori Soga out of here.
What? What's going on?
What is it?
Someone turned off the cradle's security.
Say what?
Ewan's corpse was right there in front of us, and it wasn't a mannequin or some kind of fancy android either. He died just now. That much was true. So then, how did the security get turned off?
Who is that? Why is he in there?
So they all have those cross-like injuries on them. And Rosario mentioned that she got that when she became an agent. Is that her thing? Is she literally just controls people that she carves that into? So maybe he wasn't crazy per se, but he was just like he got brain jacked by that power. Cause like that, all the zombies and that one guy had the cross injuries, bleeding. And then what happened to Rosario? She I don't want to think about what happened to Rosario, but she had the cross carve. Yeah. He was looking at the security cam feed. I got him to share it with me. Also, this track also kinda slaps. The footage showed some guy. Who was that? He's bleeding. He's got blood on his hands, so he's wearing a suit and looked like a regular office worker. I remembered that before I loaded, I saw a group of 10 or so bleeding Holy Office henchmen. Was he one of them? Had he been there? I couldn't remember.
Who is he? I've determined his identity.
Yeah, Felina. Hajime Hachia. He's literally just a guy. Guy Institution staff? Did that mean he wasn't with the Holy Office?
What does he do? How should I know? Around 300 people work here. I haven't even met most of them. He's not even an engineer. He's from the PR department. How could a peon like him disable security maintained by the guy QCDC?
The man didn't look right. His hands were covered in blood and his footsteps were unsteady. He didn't seem stable.
It's just like with Ewan and the others working for the Holy Office. Maybe Ewan gave him all the info.
That would explain how a PR guy could get past security, right? The time we'd saved by stopping Ewan had run out immediately. We rushed to the cradle. I tried contacting Juno for help, but she totally ghosted me again. What a bitch. It took about 5 minutes to get there, but that wasn't long, but it felt like forever.
Hachia!
We ran through the open door and into the cradle. The first thing we saw was a suited man, Hachia, straddling Miari Soga.
What the hell are you doing?
Get away from her!
With dead eyes, Hachia glanced our way. He spoke.
In the name of God, the third prophecy of Fatima will be fulfilled!
Selena.
Stop! Stop!
Stop
Damn it!
that. Try again. Is this gonna be some Myri bullshit? I feel like this is one of those deaths that's gonna be some, no, we can't, you can't do it. You can't undo it.
Tell me what you want, intruders.
This load was the one. This time I wouldn't fail. That sounds familiar.
I won't let them do as they want.
In the name of God!
Do not let him kill himself. I knew Ewan was going to try and kill himself with that knife, so I waited for the right moment, then tackled him. I threw him to the ground. No. Yeah.
Hold on! He's trying to bite off his tongue!
Bastard!
You want to be a martyr that badly, you zealot douchebag? Fucking love this guy.
Huh?
Suddenly, Ewan's eyes closed and he stopped moving.
Is he dead?
No, he couldn't be. He was still breathing.
I hacked his carrion node to force him into VR mode.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, VR was a full dive, so if you put someone into a VR space, you could take control of their body. That's fucked up. What's your theory? Lay it on me. Yeah. I certainly hope Kurusu comes to the rescue. Save everyone. This is all kinds of fucked up. But it was pretty difficult, and you shouldn't be able to do it that fast. Yeah. Carrion nodes were especially hard to hack. This kid put the pro in Prodigy. I really wanted to get some answers out of Ewan, but there was no time.
What
Someone turned off the cradle's security, right?
Yes. Who in the world?
It's not just Ewan. The Holy Office has got a bunch of their men in this facility. We have to get ready.
We made it to the cradle before Hachia. We got Juno to help this time. She said she could only use quantum teleportation with 2 other people besides herself. That was why Momo had to stay behind and hide. Hachia didn't use insane power like these Holy Office agents. He was just an ordinary person. I punched the guy's lights out while Asuma hacked his carrier node, then neutralized him like he had Ewan. Yeah, I wonder how they got Juno to help. Something, I'm gonna take Kent away from you if you don't. No, I'm pretty sure she'd just kill you at that point. I had no idea how many more were gonna show up, but we couldn't let any through. We didn't have to wait long for more to come. It was the 10 or so pawns I'd encountered when I got here the first time. Just like then, they had cross-shaped wounds on their hands, legs, and necks, and they were all bleeding.
Here.
How had they gotten in here anyway? I wondered if the security here was actually trash. Had Ewan guided them? Did he sneak them in here under the guy QCDC's nose somehow? But that didn't matter right now. First, I had to do something about these bleeding weirdos.
There's nothing I can do right now. I shouldn't have helped you.
Well, Juno was hiding. She spoke as if she'd read my mind. She couldn't teleport too often, so I guess she was right.
Asuma, can you hack all of their carrier nodes?
Of course, but don't order me around.
Asuma began working away rapidly on his cube device. While he was busy with that, I figured I could distract the pawns and buy him some time.
Don't move!
Oh, great. Now we got the army. A moment later, a group of SFG soldiers flooded into the space. Shit! You mean the army found this place?
Asuma, hurry!
Have you seen how many of them there are, imbecile?
There were too many for even the boy genius to hack that fast, huh? What if I pretended to negotiate with them? Before I could put my idea into motion, I heard gunfire. Fuck! The army had opened fire.
What the hell? Not even a warning?
And they weren't just shooting at us. They were targeting the Holy Office henchmen, too. The fanatics didn't falter. They responded to the gunfire by throwing knives back. It was way too chaotic for a cozy chat. Corpses were piling up. Smoke started to spread throughout the area. Someone must have thrown a smoke grenade. The gunfire wasn't stopping though, so I desperately looked for cover.
Asuma, are you done yet?
I'm on it. Shut up!
I suddenly noticed there was a bloodied soldier beside the heavy door to the cradle. He was trying to open this door and get in.
Hey, stop!
I darted in his direction, but...
What?
These vibrations, these sounds, something didn't feel right.
Hey, you gotta get out of there. The army's bombing the place.
What the fuck?
Huh?
They're taking things to the extreme, and apparently they don't give a damn.
Jesus Christ! We're gonna cut Asuma off at the cost of the guy QCDC and the whole facility? The government actually approved this up? Were they insane? It wasn't like we could leave though. As long as Miori Soga was okay, it didn't matter that we were getting shelled. Soon the smoke was so thick that I lost sight of the soldier by the door. Crap, he went in. I hunched down to avoid getting hit by a stray bullet and rushed to the cradle. Miori Soga was still in her bed, unharmed. The bloodied soldier was staggering toward her. I had to get him out of here.
In the name of God.
Are you serious? What? Holy Office had infiltrated the army too? I saw a grenade near his chest. The pin had already been pulled.
Crap!
This... Oh, this is... Yeah. It is one of these. Polon's gotta learn the hard way. Fuck, dude.
For Forget about the guy QCDC and Gaia. Focus on protecting your mom!
My desperate attempts to convince Asuma worked. He agreed reluctantly. Miori Soga was unconscious in bed. It sure is! The army's operation had already begun, and the Holy Office had pawns all over the place. Yeah, it feels like I'm watching it all over again. It's weird. It's crazy.
Juno, just keep running. Don't stop until the day's over. Things should work out that way.
Juno looked dissatisfied, but she didn't argue. She was gonna teleport Asuma and Miori to a cruiser I'd prepped some distance from here. And Miori is going to fall off the boat and drown. And then they're gonna try again, and she's gonna have a heart attack or some shit. The plan was for them to use that boat to get away from Tokyo. In a single moment, Juno, Asuma, and Miori disappeared. I'd planned for that to happen, so Momo wasn't here. It was just me now.
You need to get out of there too.
I know.
I wasn't the one the army and the Holy Office were after, so at least they wouldn't kill me on sight. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure they probably still will. Well, we did it. Mission accomplished. Nothing could possibly go wrong now. Taking my time, I made my way out while avoiding both enemy parties.
Juno, what's the sitch? Are you already at sea?
Hold on. Something isn't right. Juno won't respond.
What?
Had something happened? I had a bad feeling about this.
Karu's gonna send you a stream of the dock.
The dock has exploded. The dock is in flames. Everybody's dead.
This is a live stream from a satellite.
For the love of
God damn it. It was burning? When I looked closer, I saw that the ship was covered in blood.
What the hell?
That wasn't all. Dozens of people were standing on the docks, surrounding the cruiser Oz had prepared. At first, I thought they were just curious onlookers. But no, there was something off about them. Regular onlookers would be panicking way more. Even though it was a fuzzy satellite stream, I felt like I could see some blood on them. Blood flowing from cross-shaped wounds. The Holy Office had set up an ambush then. How had they figured that out so easily? How did they mobilize so many people so quickly?
Shit! Why does it always go so wrong?
Hold on. Dude, it is literally... Oh. He's really learning this lesson. Ah! Are they using their Earth simulator to predict the future whenever I loaded? It's like they could read my every move. Fuck. And son of a bitch, why does this music slap so hard? Like, I can't even be fully distraught because I'm just jamming. I tried getting Juno to escape with Miori alone, but the result was the same. The two got ambushed and killed by them again. I loaded again and asked Asuma about our situation. I thought he might know how the Holy Office were finding their location so easily.
The tracker.
Tracker?
There's a tracker implanted in her body.
Well, good job, kid. You fucked it up. Yeah, I was thinking that too. It really felt like the end, but no, I'm starting to think this is... The fact that we're only just now getting to this shit. Like, Asuma himself had arranged for his mom to have it, and it had been inside her unconscious body for a while now. That meant the Holy Office knew about the tracker's signal through Ewan.
The Holy Office can predict the future as well. To completely elude them would be...
Simple strategy wasn't gonna cut it. Those Holy Office bastards were about as persistent as bloodhounds. But that made me wonder, how had Asuma overlooked the actions of so many people in his predictions? Something wasn't right here, but what? Oh my god.
Felino Arcana is behind this.
Hey, thanks for finally remembering Rosario exists, Polon, you asshole.
Rosario.
When did Rosario told me that again?
Rosario, can you hear me?
No response.
Momo, do you know the name Felino Arcana?
Felino. She is an agent of the Holy Office. She was already at the Vatican when I was recreated as an artificial brain. Though I never saw her go out on missions. Maybe that's because she's still young? That reminds me. When I incarnated, I heard her talking with the head of the office, Lorenzo. She spoke as if she knew all things. I think she may have seen the fate line. Few agents are allowed to see it. I wonder why she was given permission. She's so young.
Could she be a core member of the Holy Office? Momo said Felino was young, but we already knew from Cicada and Juno that appearances could be deceiving. Waiting for Rosario's call, we headed toward the cradle. Yes. True.
Momo. Polon.
Like, we just don't have, like, we have so little time.
Rosario, where are you now?
Just like last time, the background noise was crazy.
It's Felino, right? What's she doing?
The Holy Mark. Sacrament. Stigmata.
Of course, it's called Stigmata.
The voice of God. Your consciousness fades.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, at least Okabe had like a 48-hour window. We got like, what, 10 minutes? However long it took to get to the fucking cradle? This is not good.
The stronger your faith, the more control she has. Like a puppet.
Rosario! Rosario!
Right, but for this particular save, he keeps going back to. It's like, yeah, I imagine he's probably gonna. Hopefully, he's gonna use one of those because we just do not have enough time with this one.
The Holy Mark?
Ewan, the Holy Office fanatics I encountered inside this facility, and that one SFG soldier. They were all bleeding from cross-shaped wounds. Were those the Holy Marks? If Felino had seen the fate line, and with that knowledge, she was using her sacrament to manipulate people with holy marks, that would explain why we couldn't predict their movements. It seemed certain that the one behind all this really was this Felino Arcana. It wouldn't be easy, but I finally had an idea about how to handle all this. Please go to a different save, Polon, I beg of you. Fuck! Polon! I got nothing. I'm along for the ride at this point. I am merely an observer.
You've been lying to me all this time?
You could say that.
This is new.
It's a shame, Asuma.
In the name of God, the third prophecy of Fatima will be fulfilled!
Hey, you gotta get out of there. The army's bombing the place.
The fuck? What? I came back to my senses. What the f— What was I doing just now?
Polon, can you hear me?
Oh, huh? What was I doing?
You were snoring for like 5 minutes.
Snoring? Did I fall asleep?
What the fuck is going on? Wait, more importantly, I had to focus on what was in front of me. I'd loaded 9 times so far while trying to prevent Miori Soga's death. My last 2 loads I'd spent doing nothing but gathering info. That's how I was able to figure out where Felino Arcana had been hiding. I entered a church in the city, Specifically, a hidden chapel beneath it. The place was jam-packed with people. It was about as big as a tennis court. It had a low ceiling and no windows, but it looked like they were close to 100 people here. It was so crowded that I struggled to breathe, and the smell of blood was so strong I almost choked. The music is bang. I was just about to say it's terrifying, but also absolutely incredible. Okay. I was very confused, but I guess there was just a bunch of loads that he went through on his own, and now we're here. This was his plan. Because we're back on the 7th. So we are back further than that one load, or that one save. Men and women of all ages. Nobody was saying a word. Or was that? I think that save was also before the 8th. I can't remember. But none of them were bleeding anywhere either. The only one who was... Okay. Was the girl on the floor below the cross at the other end of the room. That must have been Felino. Momo had said she was young, but she looked even younger than I imagined. She looked kinda sickly, too. Her upper chest was exposed, and there was a bleeding, cross-shaped wound on it. 3 of them, in fact. She was sweating heavily and looked like she was in pain. She seemed too weak to even stand.
Felino Arcana. Are you under the influence of those holy marks as well? Then tell me who's controlling you. The head of the Holy Office? Someone else? Tell me!
She could barely breathe, but she was still able to grin wide. Suddenly, the other believers in the room began to push me back. They stood between me and Felino.
Out of my way! I gotta talk to her!
They wouldn't listen. Even when I tried pushing them aside, they resisted. Were they protecting her? No shit!
Hold on. Asuma says someone's disabled the cradle's security.
So we're already at that point. We didn't have that much time left. Miori Soga was gonna die soon.
Move! Let me talk to...
I felt a sharp pain in my leg. Fuck! Despite being on the verge of tears, a small child had stabbed me in the leg with something pointed and pen-like.
Get out! Transgressor! Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
The crowd started chanting like they were praying. There were too many of them. Shit, I didn't have time for this.
Move! Let me through!
Was there some way to knock these wackos out? Not all of them had carrier nodes. Was I gonna have to smack their lights out? That's all I could think of. These people weren't like the Holy Office fanatics that infiltrated the Guy Institution. There was light in their eyes, and it kinda looked like they were afraid of me. Damn it. It was too late to deal with Felino. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to load further back. I had to get here earlier and handle her when she was still alone. Once I dealt with Felino or whoever was giving her orders, I could remove the Holy Office from the equation altogether. I could see the way out of this. So should I do it? No, he's still doing it.
Hold on.
He's still in charge.
Asuma's mother killed herself.
Yeah. I messed up. Again. There's still next time. Next time for sure, dude. You can't do this to me again, man.
You won't get away with this, Felino.
They're really doing this to me again. There's always next time. Next time will be the one. We're sure to do it next time. Fuck. I don't like that.
Tell me what you want, intruders.
His voice brought me back to my senses. Yeah, these aren't normal loads. This was the moment we snuck into Guy and found Asuma waiting for us. I'd loaded and gone back to a point where I'd saved. Everything seemed okay. They did warn, Cross kept saying, I think Cross and Rosario, I think someone else, they kept saying like, hey, don't overuse Oz. It was Oz. Don't overuse the loading. He's overusing it. He's using it too many times and it's fucking with him. I felt kind of weird just now though. Well, whatever. I didn't have time to worry about that. I knew the path I had to take. If I could just pull off this one last play, everything would work out. Yeah.
I'm gonna capture Felino Arcana. Help me out, guys.
But that didn't go so well. And it was all because I...
Stop right there, Yuno Kuda! In the name of God. Hey, you gotta get out of there. The army's bombing the place.
The Holy Mark.
Conspiracy part.
Sacrament. Stigmata. You hear the voice of God. Your consciousness fades.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My brain is so fried right now.
Get a grip.
How many times is he doing this? Like, cause he's gonna burn himself out. This is clear. It's clearly having a toll on him. What? Cross was in front of me. We were in. Where was this again? There was a gap in my memory. It happened again? I blacked out 3 or 4 times during the last hour alone. And each time I was overcome with weird flashbacks. I felt like the events I'd erased by loading were forcing themselves back into my head. I kept losing consciousness for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. But I felt like my blackouts were gradually getting longer. They kept me from doing anything. I'd become a burden to my team. I'd never be able to take care of Felino like this. If I remembered correctly, Cross and I were keeping an eye on the underground chapel she was in.
Has Felino made a move yet?
Yeah, although the Holy Mark appeared on Rosario as she was pursuing Felino. Mr. Semezu and Oz took over from her, but they lost track of the target.
Shit!
I got nothing. I looked at the date and time and realized we didn't have long until the moment Miori Soga had died all those times. Momo was with Asuma right now, but...
Asuma, stop!
She shared her vision with me. There, I saw Asuma and his mom. Also, this track also slaps. What the fuck? They're hitting me with all these different incredible tracks.
Hey, Asuma,
Yeah.
I don't want to look at you ever again.
Yeah, it's like all the time that he's removing by going back is like it's like it's catching up to him. I mean, and I think that's the same. I think it's the same thing that happened when he tried going back too far. Like, I think when he went back for, I think it was like a week. He went back to a week-old save, and it made him black out for like a month. So like this even these little loads are like he's doing them too many times, and it's like basically adding up. She died. Miori Soga died. I thought I knew the way out of this mess, but once again, there was nothing I could do to save her.
Hold on. Please, I beg of you.
Anon, what's going on here? Is there some kind of malfunction with my save and load function? No, you're just overusing it, my dude. Forget it. I don't have the time to speculate. I needed to load. You don't need to load. I mean, you do, but also, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what the right answer is. Like, he's going back to that one. Interesting. Okay. Time to speculate. But I couldn't do it no matter how many times I'd tried. To make matters worse, the more I loaded, the longer the flashbacks and blackouts became.
Hey, Asuma, I don't want to look at you ever again.
How many times had I seen this now? 3, 4? This was the most I'd ever relived the same period. Was that why this was happening? Even with loading, I was useless. No matter how many times I tried, I couldn't stop Felino in the Holy Office 513. I couldn't save Asuma's mother.
Fuck!
One more time. No! I'll load one more time. Again? What would happen if I loaded even more? Would this happen no matter how many times I tried to change it? If I didn't load, Asuma would change into some calamity. I wouldn't be able to fulfill Cicada's request. I could end up losing my shot at stopping the end. He needs to, we need Liddy to call and explain convergence to this man, because he doesn't get it. Damn it. I wanted to do something, but in this state, yeah, the shrieking.
I can't save them. I'm sorry.
I felt my consciousness fading to black again. If that's like a bad end, I literally don't know what to do. If it's gonna be, okay, we're still going. If it was gonna be like, you should have done something different, I'd be like, I literally don't know. Alright, so it's calamity time. Die, 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 die. That's a lot of dies. Ewan, how dare you hold on, I gotta put on my sinister voice. Ewan, how dare you trick me? How dare you put my mother in harm's way? I'll kill you over and over. One death won't be enough for you. Suffer and die over and over. Die! This, yeah, I think he's gone. I think we lost Asuma. Die! Ewan's body began to twist like a cloth being wrung out. An invisible force was squeezing him, and I could hear each of his bones cracking. But he was still conscious, and while he was still alive, he twisted around and around until he split apart into pieces. All that was left in one piece was his head, which rolled along the floor. He still had a contented look on his face, though.
What's with that expression? Never look at me like that again! Never again!
As I screamed, an invisible force began crushing his head. It ended up flat as a pancake. Hey, world, did you do what I asked you to? I felt one with the world. Right now, I felt as if anything I wished for would become reality, and I felt like wishing for everything to be destroyed.
Oh, I get it now.
For no particular reason, I looked up at the ceiling, and I felt as if I was looking down at myself at the same time. I pictured them, above and below, infinite selves, every one of them, me, all our thoughts melding together. After all,
Gaia, is mine.
Well, we are fucked. How many times have I said that today? It's very true. Well, we've entered Kent's bootleg Amadeus.
So the fate line could not be annulled. This only proves that Gaia synthesized this world. Our world is fundamentally digital.
Okay. Her face awfully pale, Felino let out a pained breath. On her exposed chest were multiple holy marks. No, they weren't only on her chest. Underneath her clothes, her slender frame was covered with holy marks. All of them were bleeding. Her flock of believers were looking at her with worry in their eyes. What's up? It could be. Yeah, that could be. Like it's either him or whoever he thinks is the observer, because we still don't know. Like, I don't know. It's either him or whoever gave Polon the Lodi thing, because we still don't know who that is technically. Like we thought it was Cicada, but he didn't seem to. He didn't seem to be that. I think he said it was God or the observer. Although she felt as if she'd lost too much blood, Felina was satisfied with the results she'd seen.
Gaia and Polon Takaoka are not the only ones that can foresee the future.
The Vatican had developed an Earth simulator to determine the validity of miracles. It wasn't able to fully predict Polon Takaoka's actions, however. Asuma Soga also made predictions with Gaia, so it was possible for him to counter the Vatican's. Lucia and Lucia and Kent being involved would make predictions even more challenging. It was difficult to gain the upper hand when dealing with these variables. That was why Felino chose to prepare enough lambs to deal with any scenario. There were about 1.3 billion believers in the world. Even with the selection limited to the most dedicated proponents of the end, Japan was home to over 100,000 devotees. Felino had seen the fate line, as well as the Earth simulator predictions. Gaia could never anticipate her actions, and if she used her sacrament, Stigmata, she could create a 100,000 strong army that was hers to command, an army outside of the algorithm. Her flock of sacrificial lambs would become God's vanguard. Such an overwhelming numerical advantage could overcome the skill of any one individual. But despite having gone out of her way to prepare her lambs, she'd never had the opportunity to use all of them. And thus, just as the fate line had dictated, Asuma Soga had become a calamity.
And one of the four beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials, full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
Okay, so I know it's probably she's probably just spouting some like scripture gibberish right now of just like, yes, it's all going according to plan, blah, blah, blah. But, like, with flowery, like, prophecy words. But at the same time, my brain is trying to decode what she's saying right now. Because I remember, fucking ISA in, Chaos did a lot of prophesizing, and she was right. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what that means. Who are the 4 beasts? Who are the 7 angels? What are the 7 golden chalices? What are 7 plagues?
Revelation 15:7-8.
Felina was certain that the path leading to the end neared its completion. Well, great. Okay, end of chapter. Oh, fuck.
Gaia.
He's,
is mine.
He's entered, he's transformed. Like, literally. I think I want to keep playing for a little bit. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, though. Yeah, he went, you know, he has entered his next form. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Asuma has gone Super Saiyan 2 or something. I don't know Dragon Ball. I think that's the crazy hair, right? It's not the right color. Alright. What the fuck, dude?
No. That's not entirely
Oh,
right.
Christ, his eyes. Problem? What is thy problem? And can I assist? All right. Gotcha. That's, yeah. I mean, I guess I could probably call it for today. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. Like, I'm in the situation where I'm like, I want to know more, right? I want to keep going, but I have to, I also don't want to like rush it. So maybe I should call it for today. Not yet. There's still a couple more with linear. But yeah, I mean, the chapter did just end. So, yeah. I'll, save. Yeah. Nope. There's, the next one was, unlocked. I already forgot what it's called. It's another Okabe one. And then, spoilers, there's one last one. I won't say who it is, though. But, oh, my brain just short-circuited. Yeah, I probably should go, honestly. Yeah, so at least two more. I mean, I say at least. probably 2 more linear banded pentagram streams, and then I'll probably just start playing this full time. But I will definitely, dude, this... No, I will not. You must wait. But, oh, before I go... No, I'm not gonna call it for today. You've convinced me, and also I convinced myself. Before I go, we'll end on this glorious, screen. No, I'm gonna get some dinner. I shall, call it a day. Beautiful. Alright. I will be back tomorrow with the... It's so good. Oh, I love it. Alright, tomorrow with the linear banded pentagram, and then Wednesday with more O this. Have a wonderful night, morning, day, sleep. Bye.